Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new podcast, Eco Fraggers. This is our first episode on the podcast when we're going to be talking with Wilkin, Adva, Chris, and myself, Lucas. The podcast is mostly about VCT rankings and everything that's around the VCT esports space, with an occasional pivot, especially when there's going to be like big patches and stuff like that. But we can like figure that stuff out. The first episode, we're going to be talking about the regional events that leads to Masters London, and we're going to do an opening round of Pickems and the power rankings coming onto this event. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe because every ounce of support is greatly appreciated. We are going to be starting with China.
So starting with China, we'll mostly be focusing on the three teams that made it to Masters London, out of China, obviously. We'll be talking a little bit about certain teams, if other teams would have done better if they had made the event.
So we'll start with DRG, who made an insane lower bracket run here in China. Obviously, they lost to EDG in this uppers game, and they probably wouldn't have won that game considering they are probably going to be one of the more lower rated teams of the tournament by most people. But I believe they brought in life at the beginning of the split here, right? And that kind of helped them get a little bit like better in terms of this double duelist meta and stuff like that. I mean, they're a crazy team, man. Like there's a lot of weird stuff going on with their comps. They play a lot of Waylay, a lot of Neon. I mean, a lot of Neon's not that crazy, but they play a ton of Sky, including like on Lotus here, which is not particularly like common around the world. Cypher, which is not particularly common around the world on this map, even though it is fairly common in China. But yeah, there's just like, I mean, this team is good mechanically. Like I think they have good players in Vakashu. I think Spirit and Life can have good games occasionally, but overall don't aren't super consistent for those two, the two duelists. But I do think this team has a high ceiling game to game. They could maybe get an upset here or there. But
Yeah,
overall,
my main
I-
my, my main thing with DRG is how much of their success is because of Bukachu. Like if you take Bukachu and you put another like high level sentinel on DRG, do you think they're going to be as good to be qualifying to this event?
probably not, but I don't know. Like,
So
I
because
think
like
you could put like an
la-
average level guy in there,
yeah,
and maybe
but
they make it out
because
of China.
for example, you're saying like life. I don't believe. I'm not a life believer. That's my main. I think that's my main issue. I don't believe in life to be good in the international stage. He was
Oh
good
yeah,
enough
no, that's fine.
to
Yeah,
qualify. He was good enough to qualify to the international. But if you told me like 2 months later, you told me, oh, Life was like the lowest rated player on the event, I will be like, yeah, I can see that. I can believe that. I
I
don't think it's happening, but I can believe it.
I could see it. My main issue with that would just be I don't think he was particularly good at Neon. Like watching their games, it felt like he was a little uncomfortable like entering with that agent, like just the movement stuff like that. He wasn't really willing to give his life away in that kind of way.
Yeah.
It's like maybe he would be on other duelists like Raze and Jet. I think he would be much better on those kinds of agents. And I think that could really change things up for DRG and make him a lot better in like a true impact player at this event. But I think regardless, it's going to be inconsistent. I think he can give you a game that's good enough to get an upset in like groups or something, though. Like alongside a good performance from Vakashu and none of the other guys playing particularly poorly alongside that. I think you would
To be
need
fair, I
them to
didn't
play
consider.
very,
I
very
didn't
well.
consider the neon nerf. I believe he's going to be better on race and Jet if they
Yeah.
play that.
Because he's been good
Who,
at
Life?
internationals before. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Back
Okay,
at
yeah.
back at Madrid. So like that wasn't like he
yeah,
wasn't bad then. But
yeah, like he was on come from Phoenix, right?
yeah, FPX I believe.
Yeah, he was on FPX. Also, I want to add that I personally am like higher on this team because they're fun to watch. They're
Yeah.
more fun to watch than the other teams in China.
Yeah, I can
I
believe
prefer
that.
Like-
XLG in
that
that
much.
sense, but that's because I'm a nerd. So that might be
Like-
just a weird opinion. But
I personally feel like this team is, I wouldn't say better than any other China team, but like to me specifically, they're better than a team in particular that also made it.
Yeah.
That I'm not very high on at all, to be honest.
Yeah. We'll talk about the team in a bit, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall, like, DRG, like, they're your average third seed out of China, I would say.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Like,
put them any, like, too high, too low, anything like that, but, like,
do you think they're going to be better than all gamers?
Okay, this is where I want to chime in because I love this. I love all gamers, and they had like the worst, like they had the most unfortunate series of events because they had to play with 3 different subs in this split. They had to play with Use, Buy, and Septum for a game, which was like they had to play with 3 different people in the entirety of Split 1, which just made it terrible. And like going, I think for playoffs. Wait, who do they have? Yeah, for playoffs. So well, no,
It-
actually, I think so. No,
I think
they
it
didn't
was-
play with Septum, but
No,
yeah,
they
so
did. They did.
they
Not for
okay,
playoffs,
yeah.
but
So they had that. They had a couple of games with Septum, and then they had was it buys? Oh no,
Yeah.
buy was in. It was use, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, it was
Use
bye
by-
for playoffs. Bye
Yeah.
was in for playoffs.
Yeah, so they had use for basically all of Split 1, and then they had an entirely new player for all of playoffs
Yeah.
with like
Yeah,
a week
that's-
of practice, which was like
That's-
the worst like situation ever, and they almost still qualified. Like they were close to beating DRG,
Yeah.
like barring a couple rounds.
I mean,
and
they
in
did
my
lose 13-6 on the last map, but I see your
but
point.
like in my opinion, I think all gamers like I feel like they have a better read on the meta, and like the way that they play the double duelist comps like are way better than DRG in my opinion. And like I don't know. I like the structure more of all gamers, and I think if they were at this tournament, they would do more damage than DRG.
I mean, we even saw that at Santiago as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that Shrimp and Fanger and I'm probably better than our counterparts on DRG.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
I mean,
I
yeah.
think DRG is really top heavy
Yeah.
versus like the core of all gamers. Like all gamers is more team oriented. Like they what?
It's just the fact that you said like a China team is more team oriented than another team, and it's not XLG.
Yeah, that
it's
that
really
is
funny to
funny.
me.
Their core is stronger. Their utility is better.
But no, I get your point. Like
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know. Like I wasn't I was impressed by all gamers when it came to their performance at Santiago. I was really uninspired by their gameplay here. Like I think a lot of their individuals were a lot worse than they were before. Like Kira hasn't been as good from the games that I watched. To be fair, I didn't go and watch all of the all gamers games, but
Yeah.
I think Fanger, I don't think he's. I genuinely think at the next at London with the new meta, I think he would be better or he would be worse than Life or Spirit. But
Okay,
that's
can
not
I
that's not
say-
even that much of a take on Fanger. It's more so that I do believe in Life and Spirit.
Can I say something real quick?
Oh god.
All gamers beat DRG in the China Evolution series now, but without Fanger. Fanger was not playing that game.
Yes. Also, isn't DRG not playing with their roster in that?
Yeah, they're playing like with
Yeah.
Yes.
China
I
Evolution
just want
does
to
not
say
matter.
it was mostly about like Fanger not being there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
fair.
pretty sure Finger's back in Europe for like a break. I don't think that means
Yeah.
anything.
Like in
No,
between
yeah,
stages
just-
kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I think you could argue all gamers maybe would do more damage here or there, but like, I think, like, if you're saying this after the event or something like that, I feel like that would be a little hindsight because I do think DRG have like a higher ceiling than all gamers do, especially if they like DRG play a lot of weird stuff, like objectively, but like if they luck into their weird stuff being good at the event,
Yeah.
like I don't think it would be skill if they're running the good comps and stuff like that at London.
Yeah.
But I think they could be like a team that makes playoffs. Like I think they have a higher chance of doing that than all gamers would, if that makes sense. Maybe all gamers has a higher chance of winning a game or not be power ranked last by most people because I think most people would put DRG last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Um,
I don't know. I just
having Bukachu, I think, just adds a lot to your team.
Yeah,
Like
that's
you can be
pretty
like
much it for me.
a bad fucking team, like the worst fucking players, but you have Bukachu, he can take over a game. That's
Yeah,
like
dude.
that's
I
something that's going to happen.
I also think like DRG, they do so much weird stuff that they could easily catch a team off guard if they're like going into it being like, oh, this is gonna be a free win. But
Who are
like,
they playing first?
they're playing
NRG, I think.
no,
No,
Energy
no,
plays
that's
XLG.
XLG.
Actually, I don't remember.
I'm checking.
Vitality. They're
Yeah,
playing
I mean
Vitality?
that is probably the team that they would have wanted the most in terms of like
Yeah,
the team
I
that's going
actually
to go
agree.
into the game expecting to win.
Yeah, I actually
because
agree.
like and you want and like how good do you think? No, this is like most Vitality thing. But how good do you think they're going to be at expecting this weird stuff of DRG?
Yeah, that I don't think they would be, but I also don't think the issue with that I have is I don't think
Yeah.
DRG's weird is weird enough. Like I honestly think XLG's weird in terms of playing that triple sentinel comp, and like maybe a Paper Rex kind of weird is very, very different than what DRG do. They just play comps that straight up aren't good, and they don't really play them in a weird way or anything.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
comps that are weird.
It's like a ranked game.
Yeah,
Where you just load up and you lock
it's
everything
like
that needs to be locked, and
that's
you
a
just kind of
bump.
run it down.
Nice. Yeah, that kind of thing. All right, do we want to move on to XLG now, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I think this is my favorite team to watch from China, personally, but I was a little bit underwhelmed with them heading into the event. I just think they like
Holy
overall
flexing.
they lacked the structure a lot more than they have in like events past. But I do think there's some like good signs with them individually, which I think was their biggest
Yeah.
issue when it came to the international events.
Yeah. You have Rarga, that's like you
The
can
best duelist
argue
in China?
he's
Varga
like
has probably
I don't know. He's up there. He's up there to talk about like the best
67
duelist of
kills.
China. But I wouldn't say he's like the best duelist.
Who would you say is
Especially
better?
because like right now, I
Yeah.
think Kankan is playing amazing.
I think that's fair. We'll get to that in a little bit.
It's a bit it's like the shot answer, but I think
He's his own region farmer, bro. He's unguardable in China. You get to an international, all of a sudden he's guardable.
yeah.
I mean, he does still
Yeah.
do some nice stuff internationally, but we'll get to that in a second.
Happy Way, that's probably like
I don't know.
Happy Way like the most clutch player of China.
I
Whoa,
think
whoa,
Lysor, I
whoa.
think Lysor was doing better, and also I think Vakashu's probably a better clutch player as
Vakashu.
well.
Dude, we
Yeah,
have
but he's
VGod on the other side dropping
Yeah,
80
sorry.
kills in this game.
But still,
Lysor is good. Lysor is good. Lysor is
Lysor-
a player I enjoy watching a lot.
I think Lysor's
think
been
it's-
playing better than Happyway recently.
Yeah. Lysor
I
has
can-
taken a step this stage, and it's like if this can translate over to an international level, this is gonna be dangerous.
This Lysor is a fun player to watch, but I don't know. It's just my main thing. Okay, they're playing energy, so like that's going to be so fucking hard for them. Because I think like 1-for-1, every player of energy is better than the player on
WS Leo
like,
clears Brock, bro.
Oh, shut up.
Counting the like with the neon changes or even without?
I think
I mean, I think
energy.
regardless.
No, we're not talking energy, but energy is going to be better with
Yeah.
the neon
100%.
changes.
Yeah.
So
I also would like to add, like, while we were talking about individual stuff, I do think WS Leo has been playing very well as well. I think his Sova and
Yeah.
Fade specifically, like his util on those agents has been disgustingly good. I would worry
Yeah.
about his Sky, especially if this team decides to troll their map vetoes like they have previously at international events and just like play maps that they're not good at. Like they should be leaning into maps where he is on Sova and when he is on Fade. But maybe they won't. I mean, I do want to touch on No Man a little bit. I don't think he's been bad. I think his stats have been pretty bad. But I have liked watching his KO a lot. I think some of his other stuff has been okay, but not great. But I think there's I think this team is solidly set up individually. Like in terms of like the roster itself, comparing it to other rosters, I don't actually think it's that bad. I think you could argue it's better than some of the bottom teams from other regions. But once they go up against the NRGs of the world, Full Senses, Levs, like those guys that are like super mechanically gifted, they might really struggle in those kinds of scenarios.
My not my issue, but my concern with Leo is that do you think his confidence is going to be bad considering his performance in Santiago?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while since, like, it's been a few months since then, and he's been playing well in China. I don't think that really matters. I think it would be more of like that. I thought he was playing well before Santiago as well, and then he shit the bed
Yeah,
at that event as well. That would be my main concern.
yeah. It's just going to be. I think it's going to be so hard for. I mean, I think people, a lot of people that don't watch China are going to be like, "Oh, I remember this guy. Let me see how he did in Santiago because it's the only
Yeah,
time he has that I watch
Yeah.
as the Leo." So no, I don't know. I want him to do good. I want China to be better because like we cannot
Yeah.
be having like a full dead region.
Yeah. We cannot be having them go out 2-0 at the beginning of every fucking
Yeah.
international.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the last time, it was like all gamers against mates. The only victory they have in like 3 events in a row.
Yeah.
It's like it's so
2 events in
sad.
a row because Wolves made the
Two.
Toronto run.
Oh
year.
yeah,
But
yeah,
outside
of
of
course they did
Wolves,
that.
I like. Did
Yeah,
they win any
haven't
games
done
at?
anything.
Did China win any games at Bangkok? Oh no, yeah, EDG did. EDG made top 3.
Yeah, yeah. You make top 3, and then you have
But
the
Trace was
what
like
Chile?
horrible.
Yeah.
Chile
We
won
don't talk
against
about
Sentinel.
that.
That was at Champs. But yeah.
Yeah, but like it's still like they're not getting out of groups, and they're not, and the first seed is not doing anything in playoff.
Yeah, other
So I
than
want
winning
him
against
to
probably the other worst team in playoffs, usually.
Yeah, I want them to be good because
Yeah.
I want to watch more good Valorant.
All right. Do we want to move on to
That's the main
EDG?
issue.
I think that's
Yeah.
anything else to add on XLG?
I don't have anything to say about SSG anymore, bro.
All right, Chris, I know you had things you wanted to say about EDG specifically.
Yeah.
Let's hear the rant.
I personally think EDG isn't that good.
I mean,
Genuinely.
like,
I'm
what do you mean
really
by they're
high
not
on
that
Jenny
good?
though. I'm really high on Jenny though.
Same.
His KO, oh my god.
You might be the
His
first
KO
person alive to say that shit.
No, his KO's been so good. I watched him play Breeze one time. Oh my
think it was
god.
this game.
That actually changed my life.
Like,
He's looking like you out there.
I think Jenny playing the flex role has been much, much better. I still think his duelist isn't great, like, as you can see, like, even just by the stats here. Like, I'm
Yeah.
pretty
The
sure
only
it wasn't
gripe
good.
that I
I
have
mean-
with EDG is
But-
that like Kong Kong farms the region, goes for an
Yeah.
international, like his team.
And get diffed by
doesn't-
Martin.
Yeah. 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 You just get diffed by
this-
any other duelist.
Yeah.
That did
Like
happen.
for some reason Kong Kong is unguardable in his region. They can't do shit about him. He
Yeah,
goes
he
to an
has the-
international and then all of a sudden like you're able to guard him.
Yeah. I mean, I think coming into this event, they have 2 good players. They have Chichu and they have Kankan.
True.
And I think the meta is going towards EDG's
Yeah,
favor.
the meta is going to work into Kong Kong.
Yeah,
Less
and so
Leon-
Kankan,
Disagree. I disagree
and
with the
Jin-
fact
yeah.
that it's going to work for EDG. I think for Kong Kong it will. I don't know if
Yeah.
it'll
Yeah,
work
but
better
like,
for the team.
He
But
gets
do
to
you
play
not-
more
Do
Jet.
you not
Yeah,
think
play
that
more
if
Jet.
He gets
Genie
to off
doesn't
more.
have to play Neon, it's going to be better for him?
It would be better for him, but I think it would force Smoggy onto more duelists, and I don't know. Like, obviously, his stats are really good in this series, obviously, and
Do
I think
they
he's
need
been
to play
playing
double duelists?
statistically. I think it'll still be pretty meta. We'll talk about that. I think that's the next episode topic that we're gonna do.
Yeah.
But
we can do that.
I don't
But
know.
I just
like,
wanted to talk about the meta coming into
Yeah.
EDG specifically.
and I also like Chichu. I've been extremely high on him in the past.
Yeah,
I don't
Chichu's-
think he's the best Sentinel in China anymore. Like I haven't
no,
been
no,
super
no.
impressed by his gameplay recently, even though it has been fairly solid. But like this team kind of swapped their roles around a little bit as well. I don't know if this was during the split or like heading into playoffs, but I mean, obviously Jenny kind of swapping roles over to more of a flex like Omen, KO, that kind of stuff, filling in
Yeah.
where they need it. Chichu's been playing, I mean, still a lot of Sentinel with Viper, but also occasionally picking up some smokes here and there. And then Smoggy, while he's still been playing some smokes, has been playing a lot of
Yeah.
duelists with the Raze and the Phoenix, like going back to his roots a bit more there, which, like, I don't know. I think Smoggy's a good player. I just don't like any of like him on any role in particular. Like I don't think his duelist is great. I don't think his smokes is great. His flex like flash initiator stuff like started to fall off towards the end of him playing that. And I don't think he has like a set role necessarily right now.
Yeah.
but I still think he's like a solid player as well, like that can shoot and give you like good rounds here and there. But
Yeah,
it's just
I
really
get what you
inconsistent
mean.
with him.
But
But I don't know. Like Chris, I remember you specifically told me that you think EDG is probably the lowest rated team in China for you, like at least coming out of uh the regionals, right?
I would say either second or third.
Okay.
but
And you think
that's
all gamers
so
would be better
weird
than
for
them?
me.
You said as well. I remember
You said what?
you said all gamers would be better than them as well. Like if they went, you would prefer
I
all
would
gamers to
say,
go than EDG.
yeah, I would say all gamers with like a roster.
Like and not having to play like their weird.
Yeah,
like,
not having to play with different people like
Yeah.
for the split, and then a completely different person playoffs. I think they would be better.
which I think is an extremely hot take, but I actually don't hate it that
Yeah.
much. I think
No,
EDG is probably your best
insane
team in China,
Yeah,
personally.
I believe that.
And I haven't normally thought that even when they win. I've always been higher on XLG, but I do think this event, like with the form that Kung Kung is in regionally, with the form that
I think
to a
they'll
degree
do good.
Jenny is in. How good
Yeah, I
though?
think
They're gonna make.
yeah.
They're going straight to playoffs as well. So do
Yeah.
you think they win? Does anybody think this team wins a playoff game?
Do we know who they play or no?
EDG?
No.
No,
The
Yeah,
winner
just-
of who?
Mm,
Oh,
No, they're not. They're not winning a fucking playoff
because
game.
playoffs.
I
is
don't
like,
believe.
playoffs is like
uh,
the team gets to pick who they want to play.
Yeah.
mm,
So if I were a team, I would pick EDG because.
Well, no. EDG gets to pick who they
Oh,
pick.
well, that's right, because EDG's in playoffs. So
who would you
Yes.
pick if you're EDG though?
Yeah, but who
Like,
will
let's say you
pick?
could
We
pick
don't-
anybody.
We'll get to that with Pickems. I think.
Yeah.
When we do
Yeah.
the Pickems, we'll
Yeah.
pick the 4 teams that go through, kind of thing, and
Yeah. When I see
we'll figure
when
it out.
I say that, I believe the meta is going in towards EDG favor. I believe that if you are EDG, you want to play the most to set up Kankan. And I think if Jenny can play a lot of KO, especially because we have Acer, we have recent meta, can he play?
His KO has been good so far.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think.
He's been throwing good flashes. His util's been
Yeah.
good.
I think.
I'm not sure how his shooting is on KO.
It's
Is his
been
shooting well?
on and off. I think same, like around the same where like No Man is, except I think No Man's had more like fall offs kind of thing, where like he's
Yeah.
played a really bad game versus Jenny, who's kind of been a little bit more consistent, but not like super
I
consistent.
just don't
shooting
have a
wise.
lot to say about China as a whole.
Yeah, I think
Because-
like EDG is gonna be EDG. Like maybe they'll
Yeah.
win an upset game or two, but I don't think you'll get too much.
If you
from them.
told me like, oh, EDG is going to make a run and going to get third again, I believe you. I can believe that. I don't expect it.
But if someone also tells you EDG is gonna go out 2-0,
Yeah. No, still.
you'll believe that too.
Yeah.
Oh, 0-2, yeah.
Oh, too. Yeah. I believe that.
I
If
don't
China
believe
is
that
just
there's
a
that
region,
range of outcomes for them. I think there's more upside in the other two teams than this team.
yeah.
Like I know
Yeah.
they have like players that have been world class before, but I don't believe in it all hitting at the same time where all of them are playing
Yeah.
well at the same time. Maybe you'll get a good Kong Kong performance in this event. Maybe you'll get a good performance from one of the other guys, but I don't think it's all going to hit at the same time, and that's kind of what this team would need to go super deep, especially with their like lack of like strategic depth overall. And I think with that, I think we'll be good with China. Any like
Yeah.
final thoughts on the region? Like if
Just
anybody does
please
anybody
be good,
think
bro.
all gamers would be better than like how many like do you think they'd be better than DRG had they made the event? We'll rehash these
If
points.
you
We'll go
have-
through.
Yeah, if they
Yeah,
have like the
I-
time to
If
like,
if you give them time, yes.
Okay.
yeah.
So
if they
consensus,
didn't have
yes.
like the problem, yeah.
If they play
I
if they
do.
play with Septum and they practice, like they get a lot of practice with Septum, yes.
Okay. What about XLG?
No.
I don't
believe
think
they're going to
XLG.
No.
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
agree
not
with
better
Chris
than-
on EDG. I'll agree with Chris on EDG.
You think they would be better than EDG if they went?
I
Yeah.
I genuinely think so.
Okay. Tody
Okay.
or Lucas?
Yeah, no, I don't believe they're going to be better than EDG.
I also
I
know.
believe-
Kong Kong and
believe-
friends?
I believe like EDG is going to
He's
be.
LeBron in his region, and you fucking you put
Yeah,
LeBron
yeah.
and you put him in an international. All of a sudden, he can't shoot a free throw.
He's James Harden.
Yeah, no, I believe that. I believe that. I truly believe that. But I have my problem that I don't believe. Do you believe all gamers don't have that problem? I don't believe that they're
Uh,
that consistent out of China either.
That's fair.
They just won against Gentlemaids, and Gentlemaids what like they have like 3 players having the worst game of their life at that game. So like,
I mean,
how much
Starzo looked
of
like he
that
was
is
having a lot of fun.
yeah? Starzo has having a lot of fun, like being chat, bro. I don't care. It's fine. He can
Alright.
be like you can be. Yeah, I just like want China to be better.
Yeah.
That's my main thing.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
I agree.
All right, moving on to EMEA. Now on to EMEA, where we will start with Foot, who are the 3rd seed in EMEA. And I believe, Toady, you said you wanted to talk about Foot a lot, because I know you are a big SOP believer.
Oh my god! So
who's Toady? I only know Lucas.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Okay.
So might actually be the best EMEA duelist. Right now, I fully believe that. He's better than Derke, he's better than Koshmaras, he's better than Minivu, he's better than Kayak. This guy is insane. And I don't believe that we're going to watch a drop off of him playing other duelists instead of Neon. I truly believe Sub is going to be like the EMEA revelation this year. I'm so fucking sure of it. Of course, yeah, I'm glazing Sub, but I actually believe a lot on fucking Sociable. I think Sociable. I pay attention to Sociable last year when he was on BBL, but the second, like, yeah, like his stocks were in an all-time low when he went to Navi. But okay, you're showing his worst fucking game, but it's fine. I believe Sociable can call on a high enough tier 1 level to get to playoff. This is I truly believe if I have to pick one team to root for in this event, it's going to be Foot. In EMEA. In EMEA, I have to. I don't believe Heretics can be like
We'll talk about Heretics later.
because yeah.
Well, we'll talk. We're going to spend more time on Foot specifically, and then we'll move on to Heretics.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have something to say about Foot. I fucking love this team. I truly, if they weren't so like,
I have
stuff
things to
like-
say, but I'll let other people talk first because I have a lot to say.
I have a question for you, Toady. So Sop has only played Neon in entirety
Yeah,
of stage 1. Do you think that's
I
going to affect him in London?
no, I don't think it's going to affect them. I think
You think he's
like,
gonna continue to play it?
I mean, they
Neon?
can. I don't believe Neon is dead to like be to this be a concern. But if they want to play another fucking duelist, I believe Sub is good enough to play, and they have Zeus. So like they can play like at Jet Phoenix, for example. I think they're going to be good enough for that.
Who would play what in that scenario, though?
I don't know. Zeus is so good on Jet, but I believe Sub is going to be your main dive duelist for this event.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I think that's a lot of my issue with teams, like some teams playing the Phoenix comps, is it gets a little wonky. But,
yeah,
does anybody else have anything they want to say about Foot before I make my points?
I don't really have anything to say. No.
I mean, they're not a particularly noteworthy team, in my eyes, for most people.
I'll say something. I'll say something before you. If I agree with what Tody's saying about Sop. This kid's so talented, but I think my feelers. But I think that we can't rely this much on Sop. Like,
yeah, you know what?
like we need some other individuals to step up a little bit.
Oh, we need more guys, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like we have. I mean, I'm not gonna say we have the worst duelist in EMEA as well on this team, but like
This is not the worst.
I know, that's why I'm not saying that. But
yeah.
we
But
need,
J2J was
like,
really good.
yeah,
Playoff.
and like Cristalli, his shooting power. We need some more individual step up if they're going to do anything in this event, in my opinion.
Yeah. I believe J2J and Sociable can be good enough to play internationals. Zeus is a big question mark for me right now. And Costalis has to like step up really, really big if they want to do something.
Cristalli.
But I just fucking love Foot Soup, bro. I love that guy.
What's up?
All right. So my main issue with your argument, honestly, I thought it was going to be Sop because I really we've never seen him at a tier 1 level necessarily play other stuff, as far as my as far as I know. Right? He hasn't played anything else in Tier 1 other than just Neon.
I think
And
so, yeah.
I do
I
think
think
the
so,
way
yeah.
he plays Neon is going to get affected by the Neon nerfs quite a bit. Like I think like maybe like a Durka or somebody like that maybe could have like it could still play Neon to a decent level. I think Sop is
Yeah.
going to get really like hard nerfed by it, and I don't think he's going to have enough time to improve on it by the time the event starts. But it's going to have to change up a lot of their comps. I think like I think you're really overrating the rest of the roster as well. In Sociable specifically, in his individual ability has been extremely inconsistent, even like map to map kind of thing, which kind of happens when you have an IGL that's a good individual. Like they're going to be a little bit more inconsistent inherently than other individuals across the board. But I mean, I believe in him in that sense. Like I think he can be a solid player at this event for Foot. I just
Yeah.
his calling is horrible. Like this team can
No.
only play at one pace, and it's just that fast pop,
Oh,
immediate stuff. They don't have the ability in their playbook to slow it down. Now, if they learn how to do that, like we've seen teams heavily improve from like their regional stuff to like the actual Masters event, like teams like Wolves at Toronto or Zeta making their run at Reykjavik. Like you've seen teams do it before. I think that's
Yeah.
their win con overall because I do think like if Yedije can play in the form that he was in like the upper final and the lower final, I think he's going to be good enough.
Yeah.
I think if
Yeah.
Sop can maybe maintain his form on other duelists, it's a question. It's not something I'm overly concerned about, but it's a question that I have either with him on that role in terms of if he can have the same impact. I don't think he's going to be as good on other duelists necessarily. And I think that's going to really hurt Foot. I don't think it's necessarily going to be Sop's fault if he can't play other stuff to the same level and not be as good. But like, I think you're really going to like miss that like guy on your team in Sop. And I think it's going to need to be Yadajay stepping up, Sociable stepping up, Zeus getting back to form even more because Zeus has been
And it's,
fine, but I do kind of agree with the take that he's probably the worst duelist qualifying.
no, he's not. He's not.
That
At the
qualified
qualifier?
to the event?
No, he's not.
Who's worse?
Live?
Oh, okay, no, I meant from EMEA, sorry.
Yeah,
The
just
worst
EMEA.
EMEA, the EMEA duelist that qualified.
I mean,
I
we're
would agree
talking
with
about
that.
him later, but Koshmara cannot play another thing than Neon.
Yeah, but like in
That's-
terms of how he played regionally.
Yeah, but like he's not going to play regionally, you know?
Yeah, but I don't know. I also think like the way the duelists work, like it's similar to like a Zekin and Ospas kind of thing, where you probably want
Yeah.
Ospas to be the second in guy, but he can't play the second in agents as well. Or like you would want him playing like you'd want Zeus playing Jet on defense, but you'd want Sop playing Jet on attack kind of thing. A little bit more, so Zeus can kind of get the up online a bit more. I think you guys are a little harsh on Cross Alley. He has some really bad moments and really bad maps, but I do think his overall util usage is very good, and that's one thing that I was very impressed with him on. But that's pretty much it. Like I feel like he's kind of a worse version of WS Leo from XLG, to me at least. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite as high on this team. I think maybe they could get an upset win playing at an insane pace against a young team that doesn't expect it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think like I very much disagree with the fact that Sop is like gonna be the EMEA duelist. I think he's probably the third best duelist in terms of regional play
Do you think
from EMEA.
Do you think
qualified.
if we're going to a new meta and Sop start playing like Jet or Race,
Mhm.
and he's good at it, do you
Yeah.
think his stocks are going to be higher?
Well, it depends how good he is at it, because I think like
He's
regionally,
like as good as he is right now with Neon.
I mean, yeah, obviously, like his stocks would go up, but like I don't think it'd go up over Durka. I don't think it'd go like up over like I don't know some of the other top EMEA
I
duelists that
truly
didn't
believe.
qualify.
I was watching this kid. He's to me he's insane. I don't know. Maybe I'm like. He's a hype moments and aura player.
I think there's a little bit of that in him, but also, I mean,
But
it is
but he
extremely
was.
good.
But he's so good, and I know what Derke can do. I know what Minibu can do. I know what Kayak can do. But they're not doing it now. So
Yeah.
that's my main thing. Stop is doing those things now, and I need more of that.
I
I
think
need to
Durka's
watch
been
more of
doing
that.
the same thing now, though. I think he's been about as good as Sop has been, and on his
Yeah,
probably worst duelist out of
but
like the
what
four
you
main
will
ones.
say, yeah, you will say historically you expect more of Derke.
I no, I really don't think he. I think you're overestimating how rough he's been. I think he's been very good, even while this team was struggling as well with Vitality. We'll talk about that later, though. I think.
Okay, yeah,
Do we want to
okay.
say anything more about Foot, though? Chris, do you have anything to add on Foot?
No, not really.
Okay, we want to move on to Heretics then, where
Yeah.
I mean they are another team that made a lower bracket run as well. They
Yeah.
Shouldn't
lost
we
their turn
talk
of
about
player on that
Vitality?
opening. No. Oh yeah, Heretics are the first.
Vitality is
I
yeah,
always
First seed,
forget that
yeah.
they won the final. Yeah, we'll talk about
yeah,
Vitality
it's
next
so
then.
weird.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that completely threw me off. I was so ready to talk about the Heretics lower bracket run, and then Vitality. Yeah. Okay. Um, I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm kind of in the middle on this team. I think there's a lot of people that are either really high on Vitality and think like the experience, they're going to be very good at this event, or people that are like, yeah, this team is from EMEA, they're automatically shit, and I hate Vitality players and don't work. And it's like, well, I don't think either of those are particularly fair for this team.
I mean,
Um,
I think it's fair to expect them to be good considering the experience these guys have.
yeah.
I think that's really fair, but I don't think they're going to be top 1 or 2 in this event.
Yeah, I mean,
Which is
yeah, that's
also
fair.
fair to say.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to be like in that top group of teams that's contending to win the event. But I think when you have the talent of Durka being one of the best duelists in the world, Yampi being one of
Yeah.
the better fragging IGLs across the world as well, like in terms of just like his ability to shoot on the IGL role, as well as like I think he's one of the better like mid rounders and callers in this tournament as well. I think you have Sayonara, who I thought was really good up like for the whole playoffs up until the final. Then he really struggled. Like once he got into that high pressure final, this was
Yeah.
not as good, and he made a lot of mistakes. Like specifically as this Viper on Lotus here against Heretics, like that was really bad from him. But I it's one game. You don't really know how much of that you take into account, right? With him,
You
it
could
is
argue
probably the
that
most valuable game. Probably,
Yeah.
you
but
could argue he needs to have these big losses
yeah.
for him to handle them better later.
And then
To
I also
handle
think
a high pressure game later.
I also think like Profek has been very good for this team. I think you could honestly argue that he was their best player in playoffs. I
Yeah.
personally wouldn't, but I think there's probably like it's close, like it's around that. But he's been very good for them on smokes after having a really rough start and people like calling for him to be cut, which I always thought was stupid, personally.
Yeah, we're not cutting. We're cutting, cutting that guy.
But and then you have Chronicle, who is one of the guys in contention in the GOAT conversation in this game. He always shows up when he goes to international events and has played well, but like not in the form that you kind of expect from Chronicle with this team.
I mean, we know why.
Why?
We know
Why?
because he needs Buster to like tell him what to do every time.
I mean, he played well
No,
in this
no.
final against Heretics.
No, he's going to be good and like he's good. He's going to be one of the better players on this event. I think that's a given.
This final was cinema.
Yeah, I mean this game was elite. It wasn't better than
Yeah,
the Americas final, but it was very good.
Yeah, it was very.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the EMEA. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
like,
like-
I don't expect greatness, but like
My
They were
one
sh-
thing.
my question would
One
be
thing-
Oh yeah,
okay,
you
like-
go with your point and then I'll
Okay.
make my point.
One thing I want to highlight is right that this is going to be Sayonara's first event.
I mean, he technically
So-
like if you count Red Bull, but I don't.
I guess, but it's not part of the circuit.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, so this is gonna be Sayonara's first event, so he might have some like first stage struggles. But
yeah.
I mean, like, if you disregard that, I think this team will be pretty good. I think they should make playoffs.
I think
in my
that should be
opinion,
the expectations from the fans.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think this team, like the players, should
That's-
be expecting to win because, like,
Yeah,
obviously,
obviously, you're gonna try to win the whole thing. But
I mean- Okay, continue.
I mean-
sorry.
they need to fix like a little. Like I feel like this team could do really good. Like they just fix a couple things.
Like, yeah, I think they have some issues dealing with like pace on their defense side, like being able to set the tempo and make the other team play the way that Vitality wants them to. I think they do struggle a little bit in that kind of sense compared to some other teams on the defensive side, like
Yeah.
Paper Rex or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they have a lot of good strengths. I think in terms of I think my question would be, what would you need from this team specifically to be able to win the event? Because I think they're they're like a few steps away. They need to improve a little bit of some stuff in between. But like what like let's say one thing would they need to improve to kind of win the event? And it could even just be like certain play, like everybody just hitting individually.
I mean,
But if you might need
like,
more
that's
than
going
that
to help
for certain
like,
for
a lot. But
for some people, like you might think they
what
need
does
more.
this team needs?
Um.
This is so hard because I think you could argue they are like the best individual team in EMEA. They have the best quality of players. I think that's like a fair thing to say.
In the EMEA, probably. I think
Yeah.
in terms of the EMEA teams that qualified, I would say definitely.
What
think-
team do you see?
I think maybe you
can
could
be
argue
like-
Fnatic, but I think across the board, I think you
Mm.
could probably say Vitality, like individually shooting wise, is probably better.
As an individual player, I think Vitality is probably the best team in EMEA, but I don't know what they need. It's so weird because, like, I believe they should have won the final and they
I
choked.
feel like this is one of those teams where you like don't really think that they need anything. They just have to
Yeah.
show up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they need to be there.
but also, I mean, there's
Because,
also a
like-
chance that like the form from groups comes back again as well. Like, you could, I could see that happening, and they're just really bad
Yeah.
as well. Like, I think this is probably the team that has like the widest range of outcomes in the entire tournament.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can tell me they won. I believe you. You can tell me they won like
Went
top
0-2 in
3. I
groups.
believe you. You can tell me they go out of groups and they're bad. I believe you. I think a lot of that depends on how good these experienced players can support Sayonara in the international.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
I'm
agree
not
with that.
concerned about Sayo choking, honestly. Like, I really am not.
I kind of.
I think the players, like, in terms of like when you get single players in their first event, it doesn't end up mattering most of the time. Like, I would say
Yeah,
90% of the time, in terms of a player going to an event who is new, but the rest of his teammates are not particularly new or like inexperienced or anything, like Kayak last year on Fnatic. Like,
Yeah, but they have.
Yeah, and they have Dirk and Chronicle on this team. Like these guys have been around for forever.
and
They're gonna be
Yumpy,
there
who's,
to
Yeah.
support
who's
them.
made a ton of
Durka,
events
yeah,
as well.
Yumpy, Chronicle.
Yeah.
But I will also say this is also Profek's first event. I'm a little bit more concerned about him.
Well, that is true.
Because I don't
Oh,
think he's the best mechanical player, and I think if he takes a dip in that
Yeah.
area, he is going to be horrible at this event. But I don't think that will happen. I do think Profek will be pretty good for this team. But
Yeah, this team.
it's
This
just
team
weird.
is weird, bro.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like I cannot.
Like, I want to buy in and I want to believe in this team, but I just can't. Like, there's like the little few, like the small little details within this team of like bits and pieces of their run that I just
They choking the final makes me be really like not trust them to be that good.
I don't know if they choked the final, man.
I wouldn't say
They
choked
choked
it.
split, I'd say. But I think Haven, I think Heretics
Wait,
were
they
just
choke
better.
split and if they choke split, they won the game.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point.
Sure, yeah.
They did. That like they're like their attack side on that map was so bad, man. They
Yeah.
like just kept hitting into Benji. There's the round where like they got walled off with like 10 seconds left and had to throw the spike over the wall and
Oh,
shit.
God,
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that round, bro.
Yeah.
So stuff like that is
But-
what makes me like not believe.
Yeah, like the little inconsistencies in their play that even can show up like in streaks of rounds throughout the game. Like, that's what
Yeah.
they're going to need to clean up. But then again, with a team this experienced, they absolutely could just do that because they had a lot more inconsistencies in groups and they were genuinely awful in groups. But
Yeah, but they were
They
playing
fix
against
things.
not the best players.
Which you
on
can
the
do
league.
that with like a team that's as experienced.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't know. There's a wide range of outcomes with this team, but I think we'll move on because I think we're just kind of talking in circles at this point. We'll
Yeah.
move on to Team
Yeah.
Heretics, who, like my point from before, also had that lower bracket run, except they actually won the grand final for the first time with this team, which,
Yeah.
as a resident Heretics hater, was not particularly fun. But also, I predicted them to make it to London, and they actually did. When a lot of people told me that I was wrong about that, so I'm okay with that, and I'm glad I got at least one of the teams right in the EMEA.
Wait, who
But
else did you
Predict them as
predict?
first seed though.
I also had no. I had them go. I think they were the third seed. I think I had Fnatic and who else did I have? I think I had Fnatic and Eternal
Eternal Fire?
Fire. Yeah, something like
Same.
that.
I
Yeah.
also had Eternal Fire.
But
I think I have Eternal Fire, Liquid, and Vitality.
oh
or
god,
Fnatic.
you had Liquid.
Yeah. I believe in nuts. I will never not believe in nuts, but it's fine. It's fine.
God.
We can talk about that another day.
But yeah, I mean, this team was very good. Like this lower bracket run was awesome. Like
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
extremely good. They had some like small inconsistencies on certain maps where like I think the matchup kind of hurt them, but I think they very much like learned from those games as well. Like this team was a team that improved game on game on game throughout the entire split once they brought in Koshmaras.
Yeah. I can believe that. My main issue, and I like hinted at it before. What's Koshmaras going to do now?
Yeah.
Are they still going to
Yeah, he has
continue
the same
playing?
issue as Sop, I feel like. a
Yeah,
little
are
bit.
they still going to continue playing Neon? I mean, they can. I don't believe that's going to be like that bad. But if they don't, I remember Koshmara being really bad on the chamber. Like I was not impressed at all.
Yeah.
And you're not going to put Koshmaras on Jet because you have Good on your team.
Woot,
And Good
yeah,
is
you have
probably
Woot.
like the best fucking knife Jet player alive.
I think Boot would actually be the best Jet player out of EMEA if he plays it a lot. I think he would be better than Durka, personally.
Yeah, I truly believe that.
I agree. Yeah.
I think Good is one of those players that have like picked the hardest on Jet, along with Demon One probably.
Yeah, I mean, also with
that's fair to
Heretics,
say.
like you have the individuals on this team. With like,
Yeah.
Woot is very good. He's been playing awesome. Rien's, I think, did struggle in these two. Like, I mean, not even in this game, but I think it was Haven. One of the maps he struggled on quite a bit. I think it was Haven in this series, but he's been dominant outside of like the grand final, which they ended up winning anyways. So it was whatever.
Yeah.
And he's probably been the best initiator in the world. I think you could maybe argue for Trent or Brock. But throughout stage one, I think he is extremely good. Like he's been extremely good for this team. Benji has been an elite clutch player.
Can I call? No.
No, that was an elite clip. But Benji's been really good in the clutch. I think Boot's been a very good entry player. Koshmaris has been amazing on the Neon, even though like that is a
Neon
concern.
Odin.
Like
bro.
he has
What a
been
guy.
unbelievable on that. Like objectively,
I
that was a
mean-
big reason they qualified. And then I also think Boo has been awesome in the clutch as well, which was something that I did not expect about this team heading into playoffs. Like he was a huge reason why they qualified, like winning game or like I think he was a big reason why they won split as well because I think he had a lot of clutches on that map specifically. Or he had two. He had a 1v1 and then a 1v2 in back-to-back rounds, which
Yeah.
kind of set them up in a good spot on that map to kind of close out the game.
I mean,
in,
they
like,
won.
round
Like,
9
they
and
won
10.
off 2 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So like
you continue.
this is probably I'm going to like I have said this before. This is probably the best Boo individual split we ever had.
That's what I was gonna
I
say.
don't think it's even close.
Yeah. Yeah, this like
He's-
Boo has stepped up massively for this team.
Yeah, he's
I think
peaking
that-
right now. He's peaking.
Yeah, and if he
He's
can continue
peaking.
that, I can believe this team is a minimum top 4 on the event. Minimum.
I
But-
do think. Do you think it's a good thing for them that they got the bye to playoffs?
I definitely do because, in my opinion, I think they're gonna have a harder time figuring out comps than like Foot is going to with the Neon nerf because I think Sop has more flexibility than Kosh Maris has. One thing I did write down in my notes is every duelist that Koshmaris has played, it's gotten nerfed. Like he played Yoru, it got nerfed. He played Waylay, it got nerfed, and now he's playing Neon, that it got nerfed. So
Okay,
like,
so who do we
but like
want
the only
nerf
other
next?
agent that I think he might be able to play is Phoenix or Raze, and then Wu is gonna
Ooh.
play the other duelist. But
I would not like Phoenix for him. I think he's been
Yeah, I
extremely
think
good as the hard entry on this team.
yeah,
yeah,
I
he
would
needs
not
to
like
be the
that.
hard
Yeah,
entry.
I agree with you. I would not like that because yeah, I think Koshmar says he's been getting better with every game, and he's really good at that hard entry role.
So maybe
And
Waylay
yeah,
for him? I think
yeah,
this might be a
I
Waylay
think
team. Like this was
yeah,
something I hadn't
I
even
think
thought about this
that
before
would
now,
work
but
really well.
Yeah,
I think that would work really well.
I think one thing is really like this team needs a duelist to go entry, die, and you have Rians, you have Benji.
You need a mini
have this
boo.
insane. You have these insane
Yeah.
players that
Just like-
will win you the round.
Yeah, you need a
Because-
mini boo, bro.
Yeah.
You need a drone.
Yeah, Benji Fichi won. He solo won Haven. If he went for Benji, he's a vitality.
I think Woot was also insane that map, but yeah.
I mean, he was Benji won you the game.
I mean,
You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, with the 1v2 late in the game
Yeah,
there.
That clutch was crazy.
Yeah,
that
that was
was-
elite.
It wasn't like one of the best clutches we ever seen, but it's definitely one of the most important ones.
Yeah, I think in terms of regional stuff, like I think it's probably like the
Yeah.
regional version of like the Alpha Year 1v2 on Icebox against Loud.
Yeah, something like that. So
Like to finally get Fnatic their trophy there, and then now to finally get Heretics their trophy here, but I mean, it's regionally, so it doesn't matter quite as much with Benji's clutch, but I think like in terms of like comparing the two in those kinds of sense, in that kind of sense, it's fairly similar.
Yeah,
But yeah, like again, a lot of the conversation with this team is just going to be: will Koshmaras be able to play things that aren't Neon? If he can, and he can do it well, as long as it doesn't affect the roles of anybody else too much, this team should be pretty good. Like they were, I think they were the best team in EMEA in terms of like the whole playoffs, if that makes sense. Like when it came down to it, I think they were the better team than Vitality, even if like Vitality did still choke that final. I think if you give like a normal, like if you play a normal BO3 there with Vitality not having the double map ban, or Heretics being able to play Ascent or Fracture as well, I think they probably win that game. It's just the double map ban made it close for Vitality. But I think there's just too many questions from Heretics in terms of whether or not they can actually play the Neon stuff or without Neon. Maybe they'll still play the Neon as well. Like that's also a possibility here for this team, and I think that would also work. But it's gonna have to be like Koshmaris really stepping up and changing how he plays the game, which is really good with how they got the bye. Like I think that's a big help for this team, specifically when this team has struggled in groups previously as well. But I think, I mean, unless anyone has anything else to add on Heretics, I think we'll move on to Pacific next.
Yeah, the biggest thing is Cosmaras, but we talked about him already.
Yeah, we'll talk about him a ton, and probably we'll talk about him again when we get to the power rankings and the Pickems. I mean, not the Pickems, but the power rankings as well. So we did forget to talk about whether or not there may have been any other teams that would be good to go. Or better to go than any of the teams that we sent. Adva, I know you are very high on Eternal Fire as well as I am as well. Would you have replaced one of these teams with Eternal Fire if you could change the outcome of some of these games? If Eternal Fire, if you could flip the result of the Eternal Fire foot game and everything else goes the same except Heretics win here, kind of thing.
That's exactly what I would flip. I mean, I think Foot are frauds, but Eternal Fire played so bad in that game against Foot. I mean, I think they should have won that game, but they were just not shooting at all that day. That's what it felt like to me.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like the strats were there, but they were just Foot just had the read on on Ascent, which surprised me because I thought Eternal Fire were going to be good on that map. But yeah, I don't know. They just Foot just owned them. It felt like they had the read.
Insane on this map.
Yeah.
Not even
With
insane
that,
in a good way. It's just insane. And I don't think Eternal Fire were particularly prepared for that.
Yeah. what game was it? I think it was I don't remember what game it was, but there was a game I was watching that it was actually I might be mixing it up with Foot. No, it definitely was Eternal Fire. Was it this game? Yeah, it was
just
this game.
say
It was
what
the-
happened, and I might be able
it was
to.
the game against it was the last game they played against Heretics, lower
Uh-huh.
round 3, where they had that fake comeback. And
on Fracture.
like
Oh
no
no.
on a Ascent.
Oh yeah.
Like
yeah.
if Eternal Fire were able to play like that on attack, like I think they would have won that map. But I mean,
Mhm.
obviously they just choked. They just choked in the end a little bit. They ran out of momentum when they got eco'd.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. Also, this game I think could have went the other way. Like, yeah, like I said, if Eternal Fire didn't choke that eco,
Do you think they'd be better than Heretics if they went?
no, because I like we said before when we talked about Heretics, I think Heretics have been getting better with each map,
Mhm.
unlike Eternal Fire. Like Eternal Fire just kind of stagnated.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, I don't know. I think maybe you could argue they'd be better than Foot. I don't think they'd be better than anybody else.
yeah, no, I would argue Foot. But
Toady, Chris,
that's
do you
it.
guys have thoughts on that? Lucas, Chris, do you have thoughts on that?
About the
I mean,
Fire or who's going to?
I mean,
Like-
anybody even. Like, do you think like maybe Fnatic would have been better if they went?
That's
Liquid
the
would have been
obvious
better if they
answer.
went.
I feel
I
like
think- Yeah,
I feel like that's the obvious answer.
because I think that's something probably a lot of people are kind of talking about. I saw that a lot once like the EMEA teams got finalized. Where like, yeah, this Masters is going to be really boring because Fnatic isn't going. But I also like.
Roaster doesn't get to twerk on stream. I mean,
I mean, it
it's-
would have been
it's,
fun, but
Yeah,
I mean, this game against Heretics was absolute cinema. But I do think when it came down to it, like when I watched the end of this Ascent game, I'm like, wow, that was insane. Maybe Fnatic could have gone because they played well. But when I actually like went back and watched the game, it does feel like Fnatic like just is too safe sometimes, and that they're trying they play like they're the favorites in every single game, which they should be, but they just play
Yeah,
too much.
Like
Yeah,
they are the favorites every time.
but they kind of play a little bit too much into it, I think, at times, and it really hurts
And they
them.
shouldn't.
Also, like maybe you could have argued, oh, if Cash played, they would have made it. I don't even think that's true. I don't think they would have made it if Cash played. I thought Sivov played very well in these games. He did have some kind of weird moments at times,
Yeah,
which were really concerning from him, but like it wasn't like he was at fault for a lot of this. I think it was just again, like playing too safe, try not to give their lives away too much when like you have Alfir. Just let him go make plays. You have Kayak, let him go make plays. I do think there's also been like a little bit of too much hate on Kayak as well. I think he's been good. I think
I mean-
Fnatic would have been fine if they went. I don't think this would be a particularly great Fnatic event, and I think they probably would have needed a bye playoffs if they were to end up being good in this event, or at least like passably decent. Honestly, like I think they would
think-
have needed to start.
you think
in playoffs
you think they
and
would
had
have?
more
Yeah,
time.
you think they would have needed time? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, and then I mean, did anybody think Liquid, Lucas?
no,
Yeah.
I'm a bit Nats fan, and I like Wayne and I like Purple. They're just not playing
I love
the
Wayne.
game correctly. This probably was the worst Nats performance regionally of all times. This playoff. I know he was
You could argue
sick.
it's the worst period. Like
I mean, he played Waylay on Abyss and he was horrible. So like,
it was no, it was on Corrode at Champs, right?
no, it was
it was
Abyss.
Abyss. It was Abyss.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
100%
Corrode,
Abyss.
but okay. Still,
no, it was champs last year.
but yeah,
yeah.
like
So,
I didn't
like-
think so. And maybe somebody would argue mates. I don't think so. They kind of had like a small like resurgence
Mates?
where they started
No.
figuring things out in the middle of the season, but overall, I think EMEA. I think overall, in my opinion, EMEA sent the correct 3 teams. I don't know, like I know Adba, you probably just think Eternal Fire straight up would be better. I still
Any
I
BBL
believe
takers?
no.
No.
We
But
believe in DBL, right?
yeah, do you guys overall think that they sent the right teams outside of Adba?
I mean, yeah, I believe these are like the 3 teams you want. I
Yeah,
think
I don't know
Food
if I
and
would-
Eternal Fire.
I don't know if I would want this order, but yeah, definitely these 3 teams. I'd
Yeah.
say.
I think Fanatics needs to change something up, not in players or plays specifically,
Or even
but
coaching?
they're like, no, not exactly, but they're. I mean, they're changing coaches. Like,
Yeah.
we know this. but like they need something
Grow a
like
pair, I'd say.
a different personality playing the game.
Yeah,
Exotic.
I
If they
think they
want,
need another guy that's gonna just be a like insane person like Alphayear. Like not even like play
yeah,
as well as Alphayear, but just be crazy. And
yeah,
I think
do
it's
stupid stuff
a
because
lot of
you have
Fnatic.
the players.
Yeah, a lot of Fnatic is like more of what I was trying to say. Like on their defense side, they don't make the like a lot of times what teams are good at, like good retaking teams in this meta and good post plant teams in this meta, try to make post plants like as like low numbered as possible, if that makes sense. So like you want the people that have planted the spike, the attackers, to have like a less amount of players, so then they have to kind of like have one person hold each angle kind of thing on a post plant, and then you can kind of use your 3 players on the retake to go and like kill them as much as possible, or like go and like fight like 3v1s across the site and stuff like that, rather
Yeah,
than kind of how Fnatic does, where they play a lot of 5v5 retakes a lot because they're playing so passive. Especially like I think it's especially apparent on this Lotus here, where Heretics just kept hitting A over and over again and just destroying them, and they don't like Crashies on the site wasn't particularly good at anchoring on his own. I don't I don't think this was a good performance from anybody on Fnatic. But yeah, I just think they need to have like especially like Kayak. I think Kayak he should be let off the leash a little bit more to just go and just try to find a kill, go 1-for-1
he's
somewhere, and make the post plant easier for them and the retake easier for
no
them.
joke. No joke. Kayak can do stupid shit and just kill 3 people, but they don't let him.
Yeah, and
Like he was the best duelist player last year,
yeah,
and
I
he
think
can
you
be
could argue he's
that
the
again.
MVP last year as well. So
Yeah. So
overall,
like I don't want to talk about this like right now,
yeah,
but these teams with big names like Alpha Year, you know,
yeah.
how much do you think the results are like dependent on
On
Alpha Year, for example, like
I think
baiting
for
them out?
Fnatic, it's very dependent in terms of how they were playing throughout the stage. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think we should move on though, like actually move on to Pacific now and
Yeah,
skip that part. But
yeah.
yeah,
We can talk about that like another time.
yeah. All right, let's move on to Pacific now, and yeah, we'll start with global, right?
Now moving on to Pacific, we will start with our third seed in global esports, and I think Wilkin wanted to start with this one, so
Yeah,
I'll hand it off to him.
I think this team is pretty fun. I don't know how good necessarily they'll end up being, but I think they're one of the more interesting teams at the tournament. Like you have Udotan, who I mean, it's going to be something we talk about with pretty much every team that's qualified. He is a like a specialist in neon. I don't think he is a one trick as like maybe as much as like some of the EMEA guys were necessarily, but like it is something to take into account is if he's going to be as good on other roles, even though I don't think he has been their best player. I think you have other guys on this team that have been very good. Like Autumn in playoffs has been really good. Patman at times has been really good, even though I don't think his playoffs was that great personally, in my eyes. Except I think the Paper X game he played really well, because he always does against Paper X. But yeah, I don't know. Like there's a lot to like in this team and a lot of fun stuff with this team, but I don't. I have my questions on how good they'll necessarily be.
Like I don't know. I don't agree with what you. I believe Batman is the best player this team has.
I think
Like Batman and Nathan, I think like you can argue like are the carries of this team.
yeah, I
Batman
agree.
and who? Sorry.
Autumn,
Nathan,
Okay. No. Yeah.
but
I like
I mean, Autumn I think has been better in playoffs, and I think their duelist player not being at the level that Udotan has been playing, who has been very good, is extremely important.
yeah, I can believe that. I just like this is probably the team I is one of the teams I believe in the less in this
Global?
in
I
this
think
whole
that's
event. Yeah.
reasonable, but I don't know. Like there's
I think it's
want to believe
reasonable
in this
because of
team.
how inconsistent they are.
Yes, that is exactly that. Because this is a team that I was a lot lower on during like the group stage, but I kept saying like this team hasn't really beaten anybody good. They beat Nongshim at the end of the split, and I'm like, whatever
But
about that.
Mansion
Like,
hasn't been.
yeah,
as
they
good.
weren't particularly good. And I didn't know how much to like factor that in. They were definitely the best team that Global beat in the group stage. But then they come out swinging and beat RRQ and beat Paper Rex
RRQ
in
and
those
beat Paper
games.
Rex, yeah.
Which, I mean, I think that Paper Rex game was a little bit fluky, if I'm being honest. I don't think that would happen again if these two teams played each other again. But I do think that Pearl matchup was really interesting. The way that they played it against how Paper Rex likes to play on that map was really good. As well as like their Breeze just being weird with this comp. But overall, like, I don't know. I think there's just too many question marks, whether it be what agents people are playing, consistency of both the individuals as well as the team, to like really believe in this team to be a contender. I don't want to say make, because I think they are a team that should be expecting to make playoffs at the very least, but to be a contender to make like a top 4 is kind of where you lose me a little bit with this team.
Yeah, like I just find it so hard to believe in this team right now. Not because like they have good pieces, but like there's some games like some of these games they should be a lot better.
Like this full
Like
sense
that they
game.
are. Yeah, the full sense game.
I think that was a little
We
concerning to
shouldn't
me.
at least won a map to me.
Yeah,
at least.
I agree.
What is-
Like probably that they probably should have won this split, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
I mean, Adba,
So, like-
you are the resident like global esports fan. I know you
Yeah.
you like Crystal a lot. Like you, who's the other guy that you really like on this team? Or is
I
it
mean,
just
I-
Crystal? It's mostly
I think
Crystal.
just Crystal, but I like everyone. Yeah. I mean, yeah. One thing I want to say, I agree. I feel like the PaperX win, the PaperX win in upper semis, yeah, I feel like they needed to win this game, and if they didn't win this game, they wouldn't have qualified because like you see in their other games, they didn't win a map. They went 0-5 in their next 2 games, and like I feel like they ran out of steam, they ran out of gas, and like Wilkin mentioned, I feel like this game was a little bit of a fluke against PaperX. Like maybe PaperX wasn't on their best day, and Global Esports showed out and like
I also don't
and
think
just
PaperX was
just
playing
balled
that
out
badly
perfectly.
in that game either. Like I thought PaperX was playing fine. Like that game didn't concern me about PaperX whatsoever, but I do think like global, it was mostly global playing well, but we've never
Yeah.
seen this team play like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, and like in the upper final and lower final, they didn't play that good, and they lost like very blatantly, and not close at
Yeah.
all. And yeah, one thing I want to bring up, like in like their actual gameplay, is I feel like they struggle in the mid round a little bit, and especially when they're down in numbers. One thing I'll watch is when they lose, like the opening fight or something, whether it be on defense or attack. Like when they're in like 2v3s or 3v4s, just any number disadvantage scenario, they kind of I feel like they don't know what to do, and that could definitely punish them because like you see the top teams they're able to clutch these scenarios like
G2
like
left
the
game.
G2s, yeah, like the G2s
game.
and the NRGs, they're able to win these 2v3s and these 3v4s like not consistently, but like when you need to win them, they win them.
Yeah.
And the top teams know how to clutch, and this team doesn't really. I feel like they don't really know how to win those scenarios.
They don't have the clutch gene.
Yeah, they don't have the clutch chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that is going to limit this team, especially in like the higher pressure games. In terms of like their their opening game, I think they'll probably look decent against Lev. I think they'll have a good idea of what to do there. I think Frost is a good enough coach to kind of be able to ante some stuff from Lev. But I also think when to spoil Pickems a little bit, I think when it comes down to it, they'll probably just lose out on some of the duels in that game because I don't think Global like has a thing that like makes them a good team. They don't have like a guy on their roster that's going to dominate internationally. I think Patman is good enough to dominate in Pacific. Autumn was dominating in playoffs in Pacific, but Autumn's never been a guy that's played particularly well internationally. Patman, I think, has, but
Yeah.
I don't.
because-
I think that was with a great surrounding cast on Paper Rex mostly. Like, I don't think he would do that at being the best player on a team necessarily, because I don't think he was the best player on that Paper Rex team that won Toronto. And the rest of the roster's like kind of whatever. Like, I think their mid rounding's kind of nice with Javi. he's pretty decent in that scenario, but he does do some weird stuff individually. It's kind of like the Angel kind of thing when he was playing. And then Crystal's just really inconsistent. I think he's too inconsistent for me as a scan player to like really rate as one of the best players in the tournament, or like to be able to be one of the best players in the tournament. And I do think this is one of the teams that like you could argue maybe like another team could have gone instead of them and been better than them. I think. But do we want to talk about that now, or do we want to like
No,
go through the rest of the
I think we
Pacific
should-
teams and then we'll
Yeah,
we'll go
I
back?
think we should
Yeah.
move
Yeah,
on to,
I like talking about it in the end.
Okay.
yeah, we should move on to full sense now.
Yeah, who? I mean, they might have the best player at this tournament, straight up.
How much can we glaze Primi for this section?
I mean, like he is probably the best Jet at this tournament, straight up.
You can say
Probably-
he's the best duelist. I can, yeah, and I will believe you. I will believe that you
I mean-
believe that.
The thing is, I would say he's the best opper at this tournament, but there is so many good oppers.
I mean,
at
yeah, this
this
is probably this tournament is one of the best on top players.
Yeah, like Neon is extremely good. You have Kiko,
Yeah.
as well as Mata, who are also very good. I think Jogamo at times can be very good. Baby Bay is extremely good,
Baby
especially
Bay,
with the Yop. Woot is a good opper.
Yeah.
I think Woot is a little bit further down the list, though, but he's still good. I'm just kind of reading off names. Durka, obviously. I don't think Foot really has that guy. I think Zeus maybe would be their best opper, but
Did we say like something or
that's what I was getting to.
Yeah.
I was going to something who's been extremely good. Obviously, Primi. Autumn, I think, would be the opper for global if you had had to pick
Yeah.
one, which I think is going to
Yeah.
be a big like thing in this tournament. Is how good can your opper necessarily be? And I think the team with the best op player that like also has some good like surrounding pieces is going to be the team that wins this tournament, honestly. And we'll probably talk about that a little bit more in episode 2, because we'll talk about more like meta discussion stuff then. But
Yeah, like
I
yeah,
think that's going to
like,
be a big thing. I mean, obviously, like EDG has Kung Kung, XLG, Raga, and DRG. They'll probably swap it between Spirit and Life occasionally. I don't know how much Spirit has opted in the past, but I know Life has been an opera on a team, I think, at some point. That might be wrong, though. But with this team, like, I don't think the questions are surrounding Primi. I think Primi is going to be one of the best players at this tournament, no matter what. It's just,
Yeah.
do you believe in the surrounding cast enough to say that they can win this tournament? Do you think Jit Boys can be good enough, consistent enough?
I
on the
don't
duelist
know
role?
if they'll win the tournament. I feel like if they do win the tournament, they need to start off hot.
In groups, like
I would
kind
say
of,
that. Yeah.
I could see this team. Like, I think the most likely outcome for this team is kind of like Gen G at Toronto, where like they went through the groups and were looking like the best team in the tournament there, and a lot of people ended up predicting them to win, but like before playoffs
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And then they kind of felt like ran out of steam throughout the tournament. I think
Yeah.
that's a pretty likely outcome for Full Sense, just because like the consistency of these individual players outside of Primi isn't that great, I think, personally.
Yeah, that,
I also think that they struggle against like teams with good macro.
I think that's also true. Yeah. They've like I mean
Like
I
Paper
think
Rex
Cruz
or
as a caller hasn't been quite as good, but I do think individually he's been very good
my
for this team on an IGL like fragging basis.
I think they have good upset potential though.
yeah, I think
Like
Yeah,
Primi has a good game. Jit Boys shooting, Killua.
And Leviathan as well, who I think is extremely
Mhm.
good. I think
I
that he's-
definitely agree with upset potential.
And
I think
but
they're,
by-
like,
what do you mean by
the
upset
best.
potential though? Because I don't think this team is going to. I think this team is going to be a team that's favored a lot, especially in groups. When they get to playoffs, maybe they won't be.
I
as
think they will
favored.
get to playoffs, which is why I say that.
Yeah, like a
You know
team that
what-
could
what-
make
what
like
I
an
think?
upset like finals run or top 3 run or something like that.
you know what I think about upset potential. I believe this team can go in like a T1 Bangkok run. If all the pieces like
Hmm.
came together, they can win the
I-
tournament without being like the favorite to win them.
Well, I don't think that their expectations are as low as T1s
Yeah,
are.
yeah,
Everybody
yeah.
expects
Yeah, but,
T1
like,
to go
I-
out in groups. That would be my one concern with that. I think it like Heretics winning the event would be more like a T1 level run, or Global winning the
I
event
believe
would
a
be
lot
like
of-
that kind of thing.
Global would definitely be.
Like that kind
Yeah.
of level run.
Yeah, but I have like full sense and global a little bit close, even though like I think Full Sense is a better team.
Okay. But yeah, like, what are we thinking about like the specific individuals? Like, do you think like Killua, like I
Other
think
than
Killua,
Primi.
yeah, other than
Because
Primi, I think
Primi's been
Killua
fucking-
and Leviathan have been their best two players outside of him.
Yes,
That would be
Mhm.
my
Yes.
assumption.
I
Do
believe
you
that.
think that they're
I-
going to be consistent enough? Because I think like week to week, Killua had some absurd games. Like he looked like their best player through the first like couple games in groups, and then he kind of fell off once they played those better
Yeah,
teams in the later
he
half of their
slowed
season.
down.
And I
Mhm.
don't think he played quite as well during the playoffs, but he did still have like some glimpses of that group stage form. Do you think he can hit that again internationally? Do you think it'll be more of the like lower end? Because I don't think he's had that like in between necessarily that you maybe would want him to settle into for an event like this.
I think it's another one of those things where they have to like have a like they have to start hot.
Yeah, like win the game or who did they play?
Yeah,
in their opening
Win the
game?
game, not like crazy decisively, but like decisively enough to the point where they all gain confidence.
Yeah,
Like Primi is
I mean,
gonna play well.
they have a good
If
matchup.
Killua has a
but-
good game, if Leviathan has a good game, I think the rest of them can pick up the pieces as long as Primi has a good game and everybody plays.
I also
a-
think
a
something to
decent
consider
game.
with this team is that they start in groups as well, and they can kind of build to that as well. Like
Mhm.
if they start off the
If
tournament
they
with
need the
Leviathan,
momentum.
like they can have Primi pretty much carry them through groups if they need him to, with maybe like an individual or two also popping off. And then once they get to playoffs, maybe you can have those other individuals have a bit more experience on the international stage and kind of build them up to be like those like players that can help you win a tournament and stuff like that.
I
But
think that's my main problem with Full Sense is that, like, okay, yeah, every week, like, we're going to expect Primi to be the best player,
mhm.
but you don't have a secondary player that you can believe constantly to be there.
Yeah, it's good.
One-
It's like
one week,
one of the
yeah.
other guys, map to map kind
Yeah.
of thing. Not
Like, for
one
example,
guy and then maybe somebody else pops off as well.
we're going to talk about them later, but like, Leviathan, you have Neon. You expect Neon to be great every game.
Yep.
But
But
when
you
he
have-
doesn't, Sato,
Yeah,
you have
Sato is there
Spike.
to like, yeah, you have Spike. You have players that you believe can do
That
that.
yeah, that
but-
you can that
and
that
you
Neon can fall
constantly
back
believe-
on whenever he
yeah,
doesn't
You
have.
constantly can believe that these players are going to be good enough to get Neon's back.
I do
will
think that
say,
they have a sort of reliance on Primi to do well.
like they leave. I do think they do like leave him on an island sometimes on the defensive side of the map as well.
They do
like
kind of
playing the
rely
jet
on
up.
him to just get like 2, maybe like 3. Like he's definitely
Yeah.
gonna
or
get his
one and live
Yeah.
He's
kind of thing.
he's going. I mean, he's going to win.
He's
you
going to
solo
get
rounds.
his one. Yeah, he's gonna solo win you rounds. I feel like
Yeah, and he's going to like they're playing against
if
Foot first.
Primi has
and-
a quiet game, I don't know if they'll do as good. I don't think they
My
will.
counterpoint
They
to
might
the
though.
Lev thing though, and this might be more of a Lev take than a full sense take. Do you
Yeah.
think Sato, Spike, and Blows, or Sato, Spike, Blows, and King are more consistent than Jitboy's Kilo, Cruz, and Leviathan?
Yes, I do
Like-
believe that.
Yeah.
Like
I-
on a
I-
one-to-one basis? I mean, I would say
Yeah.
Sato's probably more
Main-
consistent. I mean, Sato's peaks are better than Jitboy's, but I think Sato's also had some rough games.
I mean, my main
Spike has
like-
been pretty consistent, but he's not going to be playing Neon.
I mean, he can like I don't
Blows
know,
has
but
been
he-
extremely inconsistent. I think more
Yeah, Blows is
inconsistent
yeah,
than Killua.
that's whatever.
Blows, yeah.
Blows,
Blows
is
is-
going to be like the guy you are looking at, like maybe it's not.
But
that
I would
consistent.
say King has probably been the most
Yeah, King
consistent
has-
individual for them for
Mhm.
Lev.
He
We'll
has
talk
stepped
more
up
about them later.
insanely
But
in playoffs. But yeah, we're gonna talk that
Yeah.
later. But about Full Sense, like I don't have much to say. I mean, I think they have outside of Chinese team, they have the best starting game they could have.
yeah,
To
I,
start
Who do they play?
What?
Foot.
I will
Yeah,
say there
yeah.
is like I'd say like a 20% chance that Foot just come in and are in like way too fast in how they play for Full Sense to keep
Yeah.
up with. But Full Sense plays in Pacific. They're used to teams like that. They played
Yeah,
They're
against
used
Paper
to
Rex.
Paper Rex. Yeah.
Like
I
they
feel like
played
that
a
play
game
style
against
is gonna
Paper
be good
Rex,
for
so
them.
it's like it's fine. Like I don't personally have concerns about that, but I think you could. And then
But
my one other
I-
counterpoint that I do kind of want to leave off on for this is that I think you guys are maybe underrating Leviathan a little bit. I think he has been consistent enough to maybe consider that secondary guy, and then I think Key Lewis Peaks can kind of be that other secondary guy. That if maybe
Yeah, but
Leviathan
I
doesn't have
don't
a good
believe
game.
they're going to do it that consistently for me to like rely on them.
How many of them have gone to an international before?
This is Primis Fierce International, by the way.
No,
And everybody else on the team?
No,
no,
it's not.
No.
Primi played Champs
Wait,
24.
Yeah.
So did
Oh, right,
Cruz,
right, yeah.
and so did Jit
I
Boys.
forgot about. Yeah,
But
yeah.
Kilo
I
and
forgot about-
Leviathan, this is their first events.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
forgot. I completely forgot about that.
Do you think that it will affect them at all to be their first international?
I don't think so.
Not in groups, I don't think. I think maybe playoffs you would be a little bit more concerned about that in terms of like stepping onto a bigger stage, but I'm not really worried about them in that sense. All right. Do we
you
have any
believe
final
this-
points on Full Sense? Oh yeah, you.
I was just gonna ask you if you believe this team to like make it to groups because I fully believe.
Yeah,
Or
I
out
think
of groups,
I think they're
sorry.
probably. I would argue that they're the favorite to make it out of groups, specifically because this team. Another thing to note with this team is I don't think Neon getting nerfed is going to affect this team whatsoever. Like they're going to be the same team that they were in the final, in the upper final.
100%.
I think Jit Boys has been good enough on the Rays. I mean, he was kind of just good enough on the Neon, but his Phoenix and Rays have been good enough in these games to kind of get them through as well. And it's been about the same on all three of those agents for him. But do we want to move on to Paper X now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Talk about
I don't
them,
have
which
much to
I
say.
think, yeah, this is probably in the team going to be the team we talk about the least. There's the least to talk about. They won Pacific. They're Paper X. There were some
We
concerns
know
with
who
them.
they are.
Like after they lost that upper semis game, maybe they wouldn't make it, but they beat DRX, and that was a close game as well. They beat T1, kind of a close game, and then they kind of steamrolled once they actually qualified for the event, as Paper X usually does, honestly.
Yeah.
I think the main thing is like we'll probably talk about it a little bit later, but like is this team honestly actually the main thing that I do want to propose here as the question is like how far would Paper X need to make it at this event for them to be the greatest team of all time? Like, would it be a top
Top two?
three?
Top 3?
Make a
I'd say-
another final, win the event. Like, it's
say they
specifically
need to
probably
make
for them to be
final.
better than Fnatic.
Make the
I
final, you
believe they
said?
need to
Yeah,
win.
I'd say
I believe
make the
they
final.
need to win. No, for me, they need to win.
I would say top 2.
Yeah, so make the final. Yeah.
I think like after this event specifically, I think they'd need to win. But like I think top 2, and then they make champs, and they do like relatively well at that event. I think they're in, and I think like second would be good enough for Paper X again. But yeah, I think that's a decent question to post. I also think like in this tournament you'll have Jing, who has been playing like one of the best players in stage 1, in my eyes. Something who's been pretty good. I do think Dubai, who's also been pretty good, and then I think Forsaken and Envy were not quite as good in this stage. But also this team, like the weird thing with this team is how much their individuals all fluctuate. Like all 5 of them kind of
Yes.
fluctuate up and
Yes.
down.
All of them are
they'll
guys.
at least have like 2, maybe 3 guys all peaking at the same
Yeah.
time, and that will
Yeah.
be good enough for them to make events out of Pacific. It's just they're gonna
I feel
need
like that's
at
what
least
makes them
4
so
to be
good.
hitting every game. Yeah, they're gonna need at least like
You know
4 guys to
my-
be hitting every game. They need Envy
You know
from
what my
Santiago.
main problem? My main problem for this team?
Yeah.
Is that this is going to be seen like sound a little bit shoddy because it's Forsaken. He's going to be good. He's going to be good in international. We know who Forsaken is. But he has been so quiet in this playoff for me that it like I don't think you can win as Paper X. Is Forsaken is not being your best player.
Do you mean win multiple games, or do you mean win the
No,
tournament?
I mean, yeah, multiple games, but they need Forsaken to be their best player to win the event.
Yeah, I also
And
I think
I'm
you're going to need a
concerned.
better Forsaken than you got at Santiago even, and he had some
Yeah.
like insane games, but like
Because, like-
it was also pretty inconsistent. Like
From
My-
from
Wait.
Toronto to
Okay.
like Santiago, you could seriously say like Forsaken is the best player in the world, or like it's a valid discussion.
yeah,
But right now, he's not that player.
what were you going to say? Adam?
My counter to this is I agree with you on every other game except the grand final. I think he was the best player in the grand final. 100%.
On PaperX? Oh,
Yeah.
on PaperX in this grand final, this game against
Yeah,
Full
yeah,
Sense.
yeah. In this game,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
fair.
I think every
I mean,
other
yeah, that's
game,
fair.
every other game, I would agree with you. But in this game, when it mattered the most, he looked unbelievable. He looked back to like
Yeah,
everything that we needed. From
yeah,
him.
that's actually a good point. And yeah, okay.
Yeah, and especially on this last map. On this last map, he was moving like prime Michael Jordan.
Do
Yeah.
we think that the neon nerf is gonna affect this team? Because I
No.
don't think
I
so.
No.
think
It's gonna help
they're
them.
I don't
going to be
think
better. Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna
be
help
better.
them.
Yeah, Forsaken
one
can play
thing-
more smokes, which I think is good for him calling wise. Something is just gonna play Perma Jet. Jing is gonna play Perma Raze and Phoenix.
Yeah, and we can like never seen like the fucking Forsaken Breach never again.
Oh
and
yeah,
that's going to be cool.
something grim. I remember that. That was so.
There's something
Like,
Grim
the
was
Breach,
good in
the
this
Breach.
game. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
it was.
No,
It
but
was
the Breach.
good.
Remember he was playing Breach on kickoff?
Forsaken?
Forsaken?
No. Something.
Something.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's played Breach
But,
a few
like-
times here and there. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I hope we never see that shit again.
I will also
So-
say the one of the things that I noticed, I think this will probably be where we leave off for Paper X as well, is I do think that they are the best in the world on 2 different maps heading into this event, and that is Split,
Okay.
which they are undefeated on regionally, and they've been extremely good at. Which, yeah, the Full Sense banned it here for a reason, even though Full Sense is good on this map. And I also think
Yeah.
Fracture, they're the best team in the world on that. Just because I like the way that like the comp here. I'm not a huge fan of the double duelist stuff, but I do like it better when like with Paper X specifically when they're playing Breach. I think other teams can't play the map like this. Like they just don't have like the experience or whatever it is necessarily that is the it factor with this comp where they can play the no info, but they're so good at just being just insane around the map in terms of like their team fights and everything that they don't really need it, the info initiator. So I think they're also the best team in the world on this map. I think it's closer. I think NRG and Heretics are also very good on Fracture. But I do think like Paper X having these 2 maps that I think they will be the best in the world at is an extremely big help. Maybe you could argue Fracture would fall off without Neon as well, and I think that's fair. But yeah, I don't know. I just this team is one of the greatest of all time, and I think their floor is probably the highest of any team at this event. Like I don't see this team bombing out under any circumstance.
Yeah, like that's like there's some teams I truly believe need to start in groups to be good. They need the momentum to need like the experience in the
I think
game. But Paper X is not that team.
I do think
Paper X,
I will say I think Paper X has a higher chance of bombing out not starting in groups than they would have if they started in groups. Like I think they have a higher chance of placing like 7th, 8th starting in playoffs than they would if they started in groups.
I mean,
Because that's how they won Toronto. But also there's a chance that
I
they
mean,
just
yeah.
do weird shit in groups and just get fucked. But I don't know. I think this team's just in one of the best spots of any team in the world right now. If you get
Yeah,
better,
like-
if you get the Envy from Santiago and you get the Forsaken from Santiago in that grand final, I think is going to be good enough to have this team win the tournament with Jing something and Devi playing in the form that they're playing in right now.
yeah. Like I don't have much to say about Paper X. It's Paper X. Everyone knows who Paper X is. Everyone knows they're going to be like the best team in the world for 3 games and then lose. It's fine. We won. We'll
All right.
like
now,
it's fine. Like we know.
Now we'll move on to Americas.
Wait.
Oh.
Before America.
Oh yeah. That would we send another team instead of global? Well, I think we're full set on.
I mean, global
Paper X
is
and
really
Full
like.
Sense. I think all of us agree with that.
I mean, Paper X and Pulsens are fine with them sending.
Yeah.
Like they're like I don't think they're better teams. Global, you can say like yeah, maybe this was a little bit fluky beating Paper X. So
But
like,
also,
who else
like,
could you send?
The issue
Do you
that I would
see-
have with that is that I don't think there's another team that I'd want to send from Pacific. I don't think Team
Yeah.
One probably deserved to go. That game against I think it was against Paper X, right? It was this split game with Meteor. Just playing horribly.
My
Yeah.
take. If
Holy Munchkin
if
had a game.
DRX weren't like doing stupid shit
Yes.
in playoff with the roster, they should have been
Yeah, if
Right.
they hadn't played
like 3 games with 3 different
Herm-
or 2 different
Hermes,
players.
yeah, if they hadn't played with Hermes in this game, yeah, I would say maybe DRX, but
Yeah, but like it's like that's the only player
And
the
I
only
think
team
maybe
I really
somebody would argue RRQ. I wouldn't.
no I
That
wouldn't.
team was really disappointing to me in the group stage. I thought they
And
had a super high
someone who
floor.
doesn't want specific might be saying, "What about Nonching?" But
No.
like Nonching fell off, so like
Yeah.
it's fine.
My difference about this and EMEA, like I was really driving home that EF could be a team that could go, is because I don't believe in foot. But in this case, like I really believe in global. Like I
Yeah.
think global could easily beat T1 or not. I won't say easy, but I think global could definitely beat T1, RRQ, and DRX. Like
Mhm.
I could see them beating all three of those teams versus like yeah. So like I don't really see a team that I would rather have
Yeah.
going than global.
Yeah.
So
All right. I think that's reasonable. I think Pacific did send the 3 correct teams because I think T1's like I initially was a little like, oh well, maybe Global got 3-0'd here when I went to start VOD reviewing kind of thing. And I'm like, maybe T1 would have been better to send, but after watching these games, I
Yeah.
really don't think so. They were kind of rough. They had some nice moments. I think Stax was good in the playoffs, but it just never fully clicked for T1 in that split. But now
I mean,
now we'll
except
go
what
on
they
to
won, but
Americas,
like,
right? I mean, this game doesn't.
Yeah.
They played RRQ with it.
yeah. So
But-
like
Yeah, we'll move on to Americas now and talk about the best region in the world.
and finally for the best region, we are talking about Energy first. We know who they are. Chris wants to say a lot about these guys, so let's
mean,
talk about Energy.
This is probably the best 5-stack in the world. Let's be real, bro.
Yeah.
Let's be real, bro. These are the champs right here, bro. And, like, this is probably the most structured, most like genuine. Like, I mean, we got some shooters on this team, bro. And like, Mata's a flex player. Like, come on now.
Forsaken? He's Forsaken now?
This is basically Forsaken
He
in
and
Americas,
Forsaken
bro.
need to be stopped, bro.
They need to be stopped, bro. They have. I feel like they have the most rounded out team.
Like in terms of all 5 players, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if I
Yeah.
agree with that, but we'll get to that. I'll let you go through everything you want to say about them, but
I mean, I don't really have anything to say other than I feel like these guys are
I mean,
just
they are
like
the team to beat.
they
They-
are the team to beat.
I mean,
yeah.
like what we were talking about with Global before, not really having that clutch gene. This team has it. Like
Yeah,
they
like-
have it.
This is the team that you VOD reviewed to like want to be.
Yeah.
Like you want the protocols of this team.
Maybe it's a little glazy, but it's fine. They
I
are
think-
one of your favorite teams, so
There's some goats, bro.
No, but like you can count on every player of this team to win you a 1v4.
Yep.
Every time. Every time
a
if
1v4.
I'd say
Yeah,
1v3 maybe. but
One v
that's-
three,
No,
1v3.
1v2,
I'm not
1v3
saying no,
kind
no,
of thing.
no. I'm not saying they're going to win every time, but every time that it's a 1v4 and like is an ally, is an international, I believe he can win it.
You're like maybe.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if, like I feel like I'm not saying this run is over.
Like he gets 2
He-
kills and you sit up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like your brain
Yeah.
wakes back up kind of thing. Yeah.
Like
You're
if I'm
"Whoa."
playing against Ethan in a 1v4, I'm
Like,
I'm
you're
calling,
laying
guys,
back in your
calm
chair,
down. Don't
you're laying
pick."
back in your chair.
Yeah.
Somebody gets 2 kills, and all of a sudden your posture corrects itself.
Yeah,
Like,
like
wait,
you're
wait.
like you're saying, calm down, guys. Don't pick this guy. He's going to win. Let's calm down. Yeah, that's my thing. Like they're not going to win it every time because like, no one can.
I
Yeah.
think.
But I
I
believe
mean,
everyone can
yeah.
do it.
I think it's one of the most complete teams.
I would say Paper X is more complete on an individual basis. I think
No.
they're overall better, like across the board.
No.
Like I think Scuba is worse than anybody on Paper X in terms of current
Yeah.
form, at least. I think Scuba's
Yeah.
really
Yeah,
been
current
struggling
form,
for
I
this
agree.
team.
Current form, I agree.
I mean, even like I don't think I would have him over any of the players, like in terms of just like overall rankings either. Like if I were to rank every player in a Paper X versus NRG series, Scuba would be the last ranked player for me. I don't think you could say any of the Paper X players are worse than him, definitively.
I mean,
But like this team,
already,
like
yeah.
Chris, I think you were getting to it at one point, but I don't think you fully finished your thought. Like this is one of the more structured teams in the world, and I don't think they have that issue that maybe Fnatic does, where they play too passively on the defense side. They understand the defense side, that they need to be re-clearing, taking risks, doing that kind of stuff. And they understand the game. I don't really have too many concerns about this team. Like, I think a lot of people's concerns with this team are due to just results and not actually how they look in the server. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think anything about this G2 game was particularly concerning to me, at least, other than maybe some individual performances being off, some small details of rounds being off, which has been happening for this team pretty much the whole split, and that was kind of why they weren't great to start. But I think once they kind of got things going, kind of figured out some comps that they wanted to play, specifically on a map like Haven, on maps like Breeze, once they started playing those, like stuff like that, like they started to figure things out. Honestly, my biggest concern about this team is just their pearl.
Pearl comp.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
just
don't
I
know how
hate
feel
this
about the
comp.
Pearl comp.
I don't think, like, theoretically, like, looking at this comp, you're like, okay, this kind of makes sense. Like, they'll just
I
play
also
like heavy
feel like
post
they're
plant
one of the
stuff
teams that'll get better
without Neon.
after the Neon nerf. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Mada does not want
Mada-
to be Neon. We know
Mata
that.
is not a Neon player. Like I think he got better. Like the
Oh
more
yeah,
he
no,
played,
he's been
He
no,
definitely got
he's
better.
Not. I don't think he's not, like, not a Neon player. Like, he can play Neon very well. He just had the one, like, really rough game against Crew, like playing the Neon Judge specifically.
And I think the more he played it, the better he got at it.
Yeah, but
I
he was
think
also
it-
really good
wants
at
to
Neon
play.
before as well. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like that was like a oh, he like is playing Neon for one of the first times now and he's not particularly good at it. That wasn't really what it was. It was just like
But I also
he
really
had the
liked
really rough
when
game
they
against
played
Crew.
into like their solo duelist Waylay. Like I really liked that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
like
think
that
that's
as
been
well.
good for them. I think that's going to be a big thing for them. Mata playing more Raze, I think, is going to be a big deal, especially on a map like Lotus. I think they'll be even better on that map, even though they were very good at it throughout the split. My main concern, my other main concern with this team, like roles wise, is when they don't play Neon and they want to play an agent like Jet, and maybe you want to run solo duelist. Is Mata going to be flexing to other stuff now, not just like on Ascent?
He used to play KO. No?
I mean, yeah, he used to flex a lot in the past, and it's something that I believe he can do, but he hasn't shown it yet, and that would be a question mark.
I didn't watch this game. This Ascent game. Yeah, Kiko's playing it.
This wasn't bad from Mata, but I do think Kiko has been one of the best players. I think he is this team's best player currently. But I mean, again, this is a team kind of like Paper X, where guys will kind of fluctuate here and there, but they'll give you good individual performances across the board. It's just whether or not like they'll play to the level that they did kind of in this stretch or what they did in groups. I think this team is just going to show up for internationals. I get being concerned about them based on their results, but I really don't. It's mostly results based. I think most people having concerns about this team, honestly.
My main question for this, like, especially the Ascent comp,
Mhm.
why are like they just not playing like the Phoenix? Why are they not just playing Waylay yet?
Well, I mean, Bonkar said it. I don't know how intently you were watching the game because I know you were in and out of my chat a little bit while I was streaming this game.
It was like the chat internet week.
But like Bonkar was saying, like after like on some of these rounds, I think it was on the defense half here. Like he's like, how are we winning rounds on a map that we don't scrim or something like that? Which is kind of crazy that it's not your permaban and you don't scrim it at all.
They didn't have. Yeah.
But they don't really have a permaban. They kind of have a floating like a 5 to 6 map pool, something like that, where like maybe 2 of their maps are bad at any given point, maybe 1. They'll need to improve their map pool a little bit. I think that's one of the bigger another concern for them. Like their split hasn't been good, their Pearl hasn't been good, their Ascent. Well, I think it looked okay in this game. Clearly they don't practice it much.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do believe in this team. Kiko, Brock have been peaking recently. I think Mata obviously can always give you good performances. Ethan can always give you good performances. Scuba would be my biggest concern, but I think when he needs to and when he needs to show up, he can be a big time player that'll win you clutches in the game at the very least.
My main problem with I don't know. I feel it's so weird for me. I believe every team should have an Ascent. That's like the map you should have.
Like you shouldn't be permabanning Ascent.
Yeah, you shouldn't be permabanning. You shouldn't be like not screaming it. You should have a good enough Ascent. That's like the fundamentals map for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, both have been banning it.
Yeah, and I'm not that high on them. That's one of the reasons.
EG? Tony,
You
Lucas
need
thinks they're
it's
gonna
the
go out 0-2?
fundamental, man. To
Also-
me, it's the fundamentals, man.
also
Like, if you
funnily
play a
enough-
good asset, you have
Funnily
a
enough,
good like.
EDG and XLG weren't banning it, but they never played it either. Neither of those
Oh.
teams played it once.
Yeah, I can understand not doing it because at the end of the day, it was the new map on playoff.
That could also
Yeah,
be
if you
a
are
huge
not-
thing for full sets as well. Like them being
Yeah.
able to then bring in their ascent after practicing it a little bit more. That could be huge
Yeah,
for
if
them.
you have a good ascent on champs, not champs,
Yeah.
in London, I immediately believe you are going to be a good team. Even if you don't win, you're going to be like good enough for me. You know?
Yeah. Ascent used to be the map that I would like base like I would use to like base how good a team is because it was always in the pool. But now there's so many maps that it's out of the queue or it's out of the pool a lot, so it's like it's harder to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
But-
but like I don't have much to say about energy.
Yeah, we can move
Because,
to
like,
11
what we
now.
talk about?
probably.
Yeah.
We
We'll
can
move
go
on
to
to
Lev.
Lev.
Best team in the world?
You know,
No,
Who
because
wants
they
to start with
anyone-
this? Do you want me to start?
I can
Yeah,
start.
you
Or
can
do you wanna
start.
start?
Yeah, I start you. You start. I want to
Because,
hear
I
your
mean,
take on Lev.
This is a team that I was highest on heading into the year comparatively to other people. I had this
Leicester?
team like I think were they like second in Americas or something? I had them. Let's see. I had
Like-
Energy first. Yeah, I had them second in Americas heading into the year, above G2 and above MIBR. I had them there sixth in the world before the season
That's-
started. And
I mean,
they started off at kickoff not playing particularly well. I think they kind of like Spike had a really rough beginning because you had to play a lot of Waylay and stuff like that. Wasn't particularly good there. Then you move on, I think like their roles were kind of fucked at that point. They kind of lost some confidence. They lost in kickoff. It was fine. I wasn't like fully expecting them to do
Yeah.
great at kickoff. Or
My
anything
God,
like
was
that?
that when they
They
were
didn't
playing
have
with
Neon.
EXS?
Yes,
yeah,
and
they didn't have
PXS was
Neon,
playing
so,
for a
like, it's
contract
whatever.
on another team. And then they come into stage one, and they were pretty inconsistent. I will say. I did not enjoy watching them in groups. I will say. Like the C9 game, the G2 game, I think the G2 game was probably the best game that they played at groups, and it was against like another good team. And like they destroyed the C9 and Envy games. They then had this game against MIBR where they were really frustrating. Their breeze really tilts me sometimes. I was not pleased watching King play Harbor on this map. And then Haven kind of was like, they kind of just got outgunned a little bit more. The Loud game, they just kind of tossed this game. I don't know what the fuck happened here. This was really
Cut it
weird.
out.
But once Bind went out of the pool, which weirdly was their best map, I think the map pool like looked pretty solid in these games. Like they did play Breeze again against Furia. Didn't look good there. I think they do have a map in each series where like they kind of just don't have much of a chance on. Just based on either what they play comp wise or how they play the comp. Like Breeze in this Furia game, Fracture in this MIBR game was kind of bad. And then in this G2 game, I mean, Pearl, I think their Pearl's good, but this was just the game that they lost. But, I mean, this team is so good, man. I don't even know, like, I'm having a difficult time deciding where to start with this team individually. Because there's so much good. Neon looks like the best player in the world, straight up. Best opper at this event, I think, in my eyes.
Yeah.
Also playing a lot of
Yeah.
smokes and being very good on that. I think he has some
Yeah.
like small weaknesses in terms of like anchoring sites on that role, but it's not like a super big issue, especially in this meta where like if he gets one, gets out, or it lives long enough for people to flood in off of him before the other team plants, he's good enough in that spot in this meta. Spike, who's been extremely good on the Neon, I think statistically he's been a little inconsistent, but I think overall his gameplay wise he's been very solid. Sato,
No, you could say Spike is top 3 Neons on the world right now.
I think you could say he's the best.
Yeah, you can say he's the best. I would say like at the beginning of the split, Dante, because like he was insane, but like
I think Spike
too late.
showed more like potential in terms of fragging and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
but-
wouldn't say he's the best. I would say I would probably go with Jogamo. Honestly, I think he's better in Americas on Neon. Just I think Jogamo won't be affected too much by the nerfs. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But
Yeah,
I think even like
but-
with this team, like with Spike, a lot of people are going to be concerned with this team whether or not they can play the Neon to like or play without the Neon. I think they won't play Neon at this event. Like I don't think they will. but I think Spike will be perfectly fine. He'll be able to play some of the flex stuff. He'll be able to play some occasional like other stuff as well,
I
like
think
the Viper.
a lot. I think people don't remember. Spike was not signed to play Neon on this.
Yeah, he was signed to play KO, Omen, and Viper mostly. And he's good at those agents.
He was signed to be a flex player. And
Yeah.
Onur, like, yesterday, the guy asked me stuff on Twitter because, like,
Yeah.
he does stuff. And they were, like, asking, are you worried about Spike because he's not, like, for the Neon nerf? And he said, Spike can play anything. And I fully believe Spike can do it. Maybe not as good as his Neon because, like...
Yeah, he's not going to be as impactful, but
Yeah.
I do think Neon being able to play more duelist and Sato being able to like kind of lean into his strength in the duelist role, whether it be the Phoenix, the Raze, that kind of stuff, instead of having to play Neon and Waylay and other stuff like that he isn't quite as good at, I think is going to be a big buff for Sato specifically, and he's going to look a lot better because of that, if that makes sense. So, yeah, those guys have all been good, and then King and Blows, who were very inconsistent in groups, both of them very, very much stepped up for playoffs. Now, in the grand final, it's something that I do have to mention. King threw this map away by losing them this round 10.
No, listen to me. I know, like, yeah, it was a bad play. I will not argue that. But what I will argue, the only reason that round was even winnable was because of King.
Maybe he made the call to have him late through heaven, but he was just kind of trading off of people running through B heaven there, like walking through the smoke.
Like all your team insta die. Then you have like you go, you kill 2. Now all of a sudden, like the game is winnable, like the round is winnable.
I mean, there was a 4v3. They could have just done a B heaven hit. Like I actually don't know if that call was particularly great either.
No, I'm just saying.
I think top to like beginning to end, that round was not good from King. Even though he got 2 kills, it still was a bad round. Especially because he walks into spawn in a 2v1, dies to Jogamo, and Jogamo has Raze ult to win the round. Especially when King had Viper ult as well.
Yeah, King had Viper ult. I do believe that. But I don't know. Like I cannot like fully flame King when like I'm not.
I also think he fell off a little bit towards the end of playoffs, I will say.
Yeah, but like
this game
he was one of the reasons they even make it that far on playoff.
Yeah,
like he stepped up
games
immensely.
Like this game against MIBR was really good. This game against Furia was insane from him.
Every fucking time he played a split Viper, he was getting kills from I don't know. He reached to his pocket, he got a triple kill because he was lurking in vents.
But and then Blows I thought was extremely good in all of the playoffs as well. I thought like even though his fragging output wasn't there on certain maps, his ability to just stay alive and not die in the round and have really good utility usage is some of the best in the world, like period.
Yeah.
Like I think there's a lot of better initiators in terms of the fragging output with Trent, Brock, Rienz. Like I think you can even reach down into some lower tier initiators as well in terms of the fragging. But Blows, the fundamentals of playing the role are so good with him. If you want to learn how to play initiator, watch Blows at this event. He is very, very good. And yeah, I mean, he's one of my favorite players to watch personally, outside of Neon, who is one of my goats. But yeah, I mean, this team is good. I think you could have concerns about like the how deep their map pool is. Like they're going to need to get better on one of Pearl, Lotus, or Breeze, I think, or Pearl, Lotus, or not Pearl. What am I saying? Lotus, Breeze, and Fracture. I think one of those maps is going to need to be good for them to be able to win this event. But I think they absolutely have the individual skill to go toe-to-toe with any team at this tournament and beat any team at this tournament.
Like, I think this team has the highest ceiling of anybody that qualified.
I would agree.
Yeah, I believe that. Like, Neon is a player that do not overheat. No matter what, he does not overheat.
It's insane.
Yeah,
it's insane.
I want to jump in before we can start circling back. But it's because Leviathan and G2 are the teams I have the most notes on. So, like, one thing that I noticed watching these games back is that Lev, they sometimes rely on set strats, I think, a little too much, which could bite them in the back. But another thing that they also are good on, and this is a
Can I jump in about the set strats before you say that?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
do want
yeah.
to make the counterpoint. I do think having set opening rounds is extremely important in this meta. Being able to get the first kill and manufacture that first kill. It's something that NRG have been good at even since last year. And I think it's become even more important in this meta. Like having a set play early in the round to get you a kill, go up numbers, and kind of reset the round after that. And I think Lev kind of struggled at the beginning of the split, kind of being able to reset after it. And especially at kickoff as well, they struggled with that. But like having the opening round play, this G2 upper final was the Ascent on that defense side was a
Yeah,
master class
Ascent was super good.
of how to
Yeah.
reset.
But
you can continue.
yeah, I
Um,
believe like both points.
yeah, but yeah, so but I think it really benefits this team when they're in a bracket format because teams will have less time to like pick apart what they're doing.
Exactly.
So in Swiss, I could see a little bit of a challenge for them, but I think they should be able to get out easily just because of the fragging department. Let's see. Oh yeah, and also one thing I wanted to highlight is there was a listen in. I don't remember what map it was, but it was Neon playing Chamber, and one thing that I think he does really good. So obviously I don't know what they're saying because they come in Portuguese,
Yeah.
but there was a round where Neon was not saying a single word, but all four other players were talking. But Neon, like you could tell, Neon was processing this information, and he was able to like work around it and get kills, and he got a 3K that round. Which, like, I think that's one of his very strong abilities is he's able to process this information and like know how to play around it and know how to win the round based on that.
Yeah.
And what Wilkins said about like set strats being good is I also think one reason that Lev are good is that they have a lot of high individual play where like if the set strats sometimes don't go their way, like any player on this team could get a 2K or a 3K and just bail them out of like a bad spot.
Yeah.
And like they could just win the round based on that.
By the way, I forgot to tell you guys about this. I'm like 99% sure Neon is the IGL in defense side.
Well, I think he'll probably be calling where he wants to play and stuff
No,
like that.
no. He's the caller of the defense.
Straight up.
Yeah, I'm like 99% sure.
Interesting.
And like 99%, like
That's
King
cool.
like calls like attack side, but the main caller on defense side is Neon.
That's
Okay.
cool.
But I mean, yeah, like with this, like they're just, I mean, they have some of the best mechanics in the tournament. I will say, like, I think this team would have benefited from winning that grand final and them kind of choking this game on split
I agree.
to a degree is going to make me lower on them, like straight up. Or wait, no, I don't think
Yeah.
it was this round that King threw away. I think it was one of the
Yeah,
ones
no,
that played here.
yeah, it was later in the game,
It
but
was somewhere around
yeah,
here.
the point
It's fine. No one blames him, right, guys?
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you. I think they would benefit from having this time and not being in the Swiss stage. Because
Yeah.
I think the Swiss stage could hurt them, especially with a lot of new players like going into this format.
I'm not concerned about them choking. I would be concerned about them like getting figured out.
That's my concern. But I think they're really like they have a good coaching staff and they're able to work around like what Wilkin highlighted, saying that like they open up with set strats, but they've really figured out how to reset after that and figure out how to play the mid round, which they're one of the best teams at doing that, which is like how you need to play the game.
In this day and age.
Yeah.
All right.
But like,
do you want to make your
I
final
think
point,
like
Tony?
we say, no. I was just going to say, I think we said enough about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I think we can move on.
to G2.
Chris, do you have anything you want to say about Lev?
Top 3.
Start of the go.
Other than
Sato's
Sato
goat.
being the GOAT. Yeah. The number one Sato fan. All right, move on to G2, our final team here that we'll talk about and break down specifically. And then we'll go on to, I think, Pickems and then power rankings. What are you?
What is that?
Baby Bay. Sorry.
He's
No, no, no,
goated.
no, 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 no.
We
no,
can't
he's
be
not
flaming
good.
Baby Bay in the Big 2-6, bro.
Yeah, no, dude.
Yeah.
I actually had some really good things about Baby Bay to say.
Yeah. I think he's been very good for this team. I was a big doubter of him, like heading
Yeah.
into the split.
Really?
Even. Yeah. I was also a big doubter of him, like just heading into the year in general. Like I think G2 did a lot to mask maybe some like deficiencies in Baby Bay's game in terms of like kind of setting him up more than setting up the rest of the team. And I think they kind of carried that into Santiago as well as kickoff. But I think this split they kind of figured that out, and everybody's kind of just playing their own game. And I don't think they're kind of like they're not like leaning into just Baby Bay's strengths and him being in good spots. I think they're leaning into everybody at this point. And they look like the best team in Americas. I do have some concerns, but I'm gonna let everybody talk about the positives first before I get into maybe some doubts about G2 from myself.
Okay. You want some positives?
Yeah.
Okay. Trent, the best initiator in the world, no doubt. Rians, I don't care. Imbi, he's not there. It's Trent. Trent is the best initiator in the
What
world.
about Brock?
You can make
You didn't mention him.
like let's give him a bundle.
Did he make the
sometimes,
grand
but
final? That's my point.
Leave,
Brock has never won
put Leave on
Americas.
Viper, but put Leave on Viper. He's going to be the best player in the server, no matter what.
Yeah.
He's just that guy. Like I know they have it on Astra sometimes. That's a
And
mistake,
Phoenix.
I believe.
You braided Dave.
I don't have I don't have that information, but like I don't know,
why they're
man.
playing him on Phoenix, man. It actually
Yeah.
makes me angry whenever they play the Phoenix maps. But like
Yeah, but we're gonna talk about
when you
that
watch
later.
him on Split and on Lotus specifically, like those two maps, he looks
Yeah.
like the best player in the world on those maps.
Yeah,
Like-
looks insane.
And the other big positive I have, okay, we know that Giant can like take over a game. We know that Baby is playing like one of the best scientists in Americas. Is Valin, bro. Valin to me,
I was waiting for this.
I am going to glaze. Valin to me is the most valuable player you have in the region.
I think
He's
he's
like-
the most valuable in terms of taking just the word value in terms of like taking
Yeah,
IGL
like-
into account as well as the individual
If you-
ability.
if you
He's
get-
the
if
most
you are building
valuable
a
player in the world. He
If
would be
you're
my
building
first
a team, you need to have Valin there. It's insane that you don't have it. Like
Yeah.
it's insane to me that this guy had like one full year not in franchising.
I think
It's
the
insane.
only player you could maybe argue over him is Forsaken, and that's it.
Yeah. Like this
Yeah.
guy, like is like it's like if you think in like GL engine right now for this event is valid for
Yep.
this event.
I think
If
there
you're
might be
thinking
some
about
better
other-
mid rounders, like in terms of like
Yeah.
the actual calling aspect. There might be some players a little bit better than him in terms of just the individual aspect. There might be a few players better than him, but in terms of taking the combination of the two, there's nobody remotely close.
He's a one of the best smokers. I would argue he's the best Astra in the world. He's like his calling is good, and he's like he maintains a vibe on the team. He has the complete package on the team, and you need like to me, he's when G2 wins a trophy, is because Valin is there.
Here, Wilkin, if you're gonna mention the mid rounding, can we bring up that clip that I
Yeah.
have? So, okay, G2, they've done this multiple times. You can play it from here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so G2 have done this multiple times in recent games, and I think this is really cool to see that this is like another level of depth that they have in their mid round. So what G2 will do is they'll start hitting a site like they do now. And there's 25 seconds left.
Don't they lose
And-
this round?
When they realize there's a stack here, okay, you can pause it. So
Yeah.
when they realize there's a stack on a site, they will do this thing where they'll send two players into the site, and both of those players are like working around each other, like they're not just running in to die, like they're actually taking good fights and
Yeah.
trying to kill people. And then the other two players will rotate, knowing that all the other players will be here fighting. So then they're able to have full space anywhere on the map that they want and play this 2vx scenario. And both times that they've done this on in this series, they won. And
Oh, they
I
did
think
win
it's
this
really
round?
cool. Yeah, they do, and I
Okay.
think it's really cool that they have this level of depth, and like this call is just insanely good.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen another team take this kind of fights.
I thought
Like
Ethan won
take
this
this like
1v1, but
No,
yeah,
no, no,
maybe
he
not.
doesn't.
I
But
mean, he's playing against
yeah,
Stern,
yeah,
bro.
just,
He's
just
playing
like
against
like
Stern,
like
bro.
seeing this like proves the fact that Valen is the best IGL. Like,
it's
because
just another layer of depth type
yeah,
of thing.
yeah, like this sort of play is just insane, and it's like it works like every time.
Like being able to recognize like what's happening and instantly get like
I
two
think that's
players in the
also
other
a
side.
big thing to do with the team. I don't even know how much of that is just Valen
I,
calling
I
that.
I don't know. I don't know who else on this team calls.
I leave.
Like who's helping Valley this round?
Leave.
That's my Leaf. Is Leaf?
Yes.
Okay, Leaf is like every time I know something different about this guy, like he's a better player, bro.
But yeah,
it's
and I
this
also think
team
that's
is-
probably part of Jaw calling it too, like being that hard entry, being able to recognize how many players are there necessarily, and then G2 can kind of go for that, like the fake after that. So yeah, I mean, this team is the best team. I think you could argue that this is the best regional team of all time. Like in terms of just like how
Yeah.
dominant they are within their own region, even when their region is good, like it is right now.
Yeah. Lev is good, energy is good, 100 tips,
Is good.
unfortunately is good. Unfortunately,
Crew was good in groups. MIBR has a
Yeah,
stacked
but
roster. Furia has
like
had some nice ups,
like-
or like has been up and down, but
Yeah.
has been good.
and Lau was getting better.
Yeah,
So, like,
Loud was improving throughout
even
the split.
this is probably the most stacked playoff we had this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they won it.
exactly.
Coming up from lowers.
One thing that
Like-
might make Chris a little mad, but I think Baby Bay has coming in, especially coming into this coming into the regulars, like the start of the season and kickoff.
Yeah,
He has improved so much from when he's came in. And I think
Yeah.
one thing that's helped is like now he actually has like a specific role on the team where he's playing Vice and Chamber. He's playing that hard Sentinel role.
rather than playing like you're playing Duelist here, Sentinel here, this year, that here,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah. I think it's helped that he has a specific role. He knows what he's going to play and he knows how to play it. And one thing in an interview that I watched is that his Vice has improved a lot because back in Santiago, I think like when he played Vice, it looked like he was a little uncertain, maybe a little disconnected from his team at times.
Mhm.
But in an interview he said that he's gotten a lot of help from the assistant coach Shaq. And I can definitely tell like his Vice looks so much better than when he did in kickoff and in Santiago. So that's one good thing about that, and like just having him on those roles and being just being that better player and that like anchor piece to this team is what they need.
Yeah, and I think his Chamber's also been really good. He's one of the best offers at this event. Straight
Yeah,
up.
and one thing about this that really worked against Lev, because one thing Lev liked to do, with this kind of going back, but I wanted to say this. But so one thing Lev liked to do is their modes is like they're either super fast in like these execs or they're kind of contacting a little bit around the map, and that's what helped Baby Bay a lot. Is because when you're playing Chamber, you're able to just hold these lines, and if they contact into you, you can get that info and then you TP out. And especially on this Fracture game, that helped them a lot because, and especially picking this Sage was really smart.
Yeah.
Because like, if Lev are trying to do a fast exec, the perfect agent to stop that is Sage. You have double slows and a wall, or if they're doing a contact play, you have that Chamber to get that info, get that pick, and TP out.
Yep. And this is their permaban as well, and they won this against Lev. So
yeah,
I think G2 can come into this tournament with a 7-map pool that they can genuinely play all of the maps on and feel solid about it. And I also think that they're the best team in the world on Pearl as well.
The fact that they have first seed to just pick your team and know who you want to play and can contest them, like you have probably like the best chance of making foreign.
Yeah.
Like
and then
top 4.
I think we should probably move on to Pickems in a second, but I do just want to say I do want to make one point about Jogamo, and then we'll do the should any of other teams meant. Giacomo is the most complete duelist player in the world currently, I think. I don't think there is a duelist player that plays all of the agents as well as Giacomo and plays them like to the level that Giacomo can play it at. Especially like I think his neon is just insanely good as well.
Yeah.
I think he kind of escaped that with not enough glaze. But do we think any of the other teams that did not make Santiago or not make Santiago to make London, do you think any of them would be better than any of the teams that currently went? Because I think in this region we probably got the three best teams, even though there
Yeah.
were other good options.
I mean, MIBR is falling apart. I don't believe them.
Yeah.
Furia is like lowering their level.
I
Like,
think you can make an argument for
mo-
Loud. I'm just kidding.
No. Oh my.
No, no,
okay.
no.
Okay.
Mostly,
I mean,
like
Loud if they had a better duelist player. Maybe.
like the most like the
Bringing Ghoul.
the problem with Furia is that they mess up the roles for no reason.
I don't know.
And
I
Crew is like
I don't know.
I don't know.
Chokers.
I think these are the three teams you would want. This is
I think
good.
100
you
Thieves
want
probably would have had a chance to like win the event if they had gone, but that's probably. I mean, I think every other team
Okay.
does as well. You know.
Okay.
Okay, we are going to Pickems.
So now on the
Okay.
Pickems, I mean, I think we're just gonna do the opening round here. I don't know how much of this like the teams that we're gonna make it out of Swiss we're gonna talk about because I think that's gonna be mostly power ranking stuff. But Chris did have to go, so we're gonna do this now, and we might record the rest of it tomorrow with Chris. We'll see. I'm not exactly sure what we're gonna do at this current moment, but we'll start with NRG XLG. I think this is a pretty safe pick personally in NRG.
Yeah.
I think there could be some concerns in terms of map pool depth for NRG in this game and whether or not they're necessarily ready to play, like their map pool is ready to play against XLG. Because I think you could probably reasonably get a map from XLG in this game, but I think that would require their individuals to pop off quite a bit, and I don't know how much confidence I necessarily have in that. And I fully believe in NRG to just kind of diff them in that scenario even if the macro overall is a bit more dominated by XLG. So I think either way, whether or not NRG wins in the macro sense in the map pool,
there's no. The more I think about it, I just can't see a win condition from Chile.
I think that's fair.
I cannot see. Like, this is going to sound
Yeah.
like a little bit mean, but if Chile wins this game, it's because energy threw.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I honestly I have nothing else to add, but do you want to say anything about this game?
Yeah, no. I
I'm
think it's
assuming
pretty
this
safe
is just
energy
a
pick
clean
for here.
3-0 for all of us. Anybody want to
Yeah.
pick DRG?
Yeah, I think
No.
for the next game we should be safe to pick DRG. Like
It's the rage bait.
True?
I think DRG has a chance in this game. Actually,
Yeah,
my
I
question
think-
is, who do you think has a higher chance of winning, DRG or XLG in this opening game?
DRG, 100%. I think DRG, like, this is the match that I would want DRG to have.
I would maybe prefer they play. Actually, yeah.
Actually,
no, you're right.
I would have. Well, no, yeah, they weren't able to play foot because that's the same side.
Yeah, same seed.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I would pick Vitality because I think Lev full sense, they would clear them easily. But I think Vitality, like what we brought up before, like they've had some issues. They could regress for all we know back to their group stage form.
I think even if they
and
do,
that
they
would-
win this game. Honestly.
No. Bukashu 80 bomb, like no.
I mean, yeah, that's that. I guess that's DRG's win condition.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
yeah. The win condition is Bukashu getting his
Life.
visa.
As well, I think. In this
Yeah,
game,
Life,
if
yeah,
Life
Life
pops
too,
off
yeah.
on the Raze or playing whatever agent, I think they could maybe win this game based on that.
Which
But I personally think even XLG has a higher chance of winning against NRG if they get a good map pool. But that would require XLG having good pick bans, and they have never proven that they do that. So I don't.
I don't like. Next two games are like more interesting to this one.
I think I would pick Vitality, but I could see a DRG winning, and I'd be
No,
happy with it.
I have like the same I say about Chile is the same I can say about Vitality DRG.
All right, is anybody gonna pick Foot?
Nope. I do not like this
I
team.
mean, his sub is like really up there, and like Primi is having a low game. I can see it.
The only win
Do
condition
I-
I could see Foot having is them just kind of bullying Full Sense in the tempo, like just being so much faster than Full Sense and kind of being ahead of them in that kind of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I could see that. But
I
feel
think
like Full
Primy's
Sense
op is just
thrive
going to
in
slow
that.
down the game anyways
Yeah.
and just make them the better
There's that
team.
too.
Yeah.
I also feel like
For
Full
me-
Sense like thrive in that environment. Like I
Yeah.
feel like
Yeah,
if
they'll-
Foot do that, that would be good.
for them, yeah. And I mean, also, like,
Yeah.
they play a lot of Vice with Cruz on that as well.
Mhm.
And that would just kind of shut down Foot a little bit more as well. And then Lev Global. Is anybody going to pick Global?
This is probably like the most one-sided.
What?
I
no,
disagree.
no. The most one-sided, like round one, like as a whole.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, in terms of, like, every matchup being one-sided.
Every matchup, yeah, it's one-sided. It's not.
But
the
I
most
think this is
one-sided.
probably the least one-sided.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
the least
this-
one-sided.
I think Lev will win 2-1, but I think Global will make this very, very close. And I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be surprised if Global won this map.
Yeah.
Because like they have a lot of prep time because Global got eliminated early. So like they know their mistakes, they know what to do. They have a really good coaching staff. I used to be the biggest Frost hater, but now I'm the biggest Frost lover. And and like I fully believe in this coaching staff to like fix what they need to fix. And but like Leviathan could like if Global Esports don't come out frying, Leviathan could just individually diff them all day.
I think they'll be better individually. Like, I think even if Lev doesn't come out with as good of set ideas as they've had before, and like kind of be able to generate those first kills like we've talked about so much, even if that
Sure.
doesn't happen, which I think the set stuff is going to be good still because like they're going to be playing new comps, both teams are going to be playing new stuff kind of thing, and
Yeah.
they're not going to be able to like know exactly what Lev is going to do. I think if this was like a later in the group stage kind of matchup, like one of the qualifying games, maybe I think Global could win this, but I do think just when it comes down to it, the ways that Global is going to win, even if those do happen, Lev is probably just going to diff them individually, and I think we're all in agreement
Probably,
on
yeah.
that. So I think we're all 3-0 with those, and I actually don't think Chris would disagree with us on any of these.
Yeah.
Maybe he would have
I'm
DRG
fine.
upsetting Vitality, but that would be
fine with
it,
this.
and we would outvote him anyway. So yeah, these will be our opening round pick'ems for the Swiss stage round one. Let us know if you guys think any differently here, and we'll go on to the power rankings now.
Okay. Finally, we're going to finish this episode with power rankings. We're going to start per region, and we're going to start with Americas because it's the best region. With G2.
I think we're gonna go team by
Does
team.
anyone-
I think we should actually. I don't know if we should go team by team here. I think we should throw teams up where we think they should go. Like
Also, I'm
in
back.
general. In
Hello.
general, yes, Chris is back as well. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we should throw teams up in their general areas. So I think we can probably safely put most of the China teams down in like C and D. I think we'll put them
C
in
for
C.
China.
Yeah, we'll put them in C for now, and we'll
Yeah.
move them down if we need to. I think teams up
Down,
in
not up.
I mean, maybe somebody feels confident about one of the teams in particular. But I think you could probably safely put like PaperX, G2. I think for us, NRG, I think as a collective, probably A
Yeah.
tier would
Yeah.
be good.
And Lev, I would put
Lev, I
like
would
the
put
Lev
Lev
as a
Americas.
collective, yeah, and then we can move them up or down based on that. And I think these are the more pivot point teams that we
Yeah.
can do.
I would put them. I don't think any of those teams are going to be D or S, so you can put them B and move them up and down.
We'll put them in when we think about it. So
Okay.
when we get to them, I think we'll worry about the teams that are in the tier list first. I think we'll start with PaperX. I think they are the easiest S tier team at this tournament.
Yeah, I think that's the
and I
easiest
have them
S
number one.
of this.
I think they're the best team at the tournament.
I had them number 2.
Okay.
You have them number 1? Hold on, let me check. I
Would
forget what my
anybody
list
else
was.
argue for any other S tier teams? Because me personally, I mean, obviously Tony you would, but I personally wouldn't.
I
But I'd
have
be okay
G2 and PaperX as the S tier team.
That's
Okay.
also what I have. I have G2 PaperX 1-2.
For me, those are the like D.
I
teams
never
to
mentioned
watch
the
for.
negatives for G2 when we were doing the recap, but I guess I'll do it
They're
now.
not negative. It's fine.
The reason that I wouldn't have them in the S tier. Chris, would you have them in the S tier? Am I going to get voted out either way, or can I
I
convince?
don't think I would.
Okay, because
Let's fit-
regionally they've looked like this before. They've
Yeah.
been this dominant, even like having some rougher stretches, like stage 1 last year. But this team was not able to make it as deep internationally, and they are one of the teams that I just like don't care that much about how they look regionally, because they do look very good regionally. I think they look better than PaperX have looked throughout playoffs. I think that's completely
Yeah, but
fair.
I
But I
feel
think
like it's
when
also
they
that kind
turn
of
up,
thing where it's like G2 wins Americas again.
it's like
It's like another day.
yeah,
It's just
exactly.
another day.
Okay,
Like
but
G2 winning
co-
international though, then you start looking. That's
my counter argument to this is that G2 wants Americas in the time Americas has looked the better as a whole region.
That's fair. I think that's
And
completely
I
reasonable.
don't
But
think Pacific is as a whole is looking as strong as Americas is looking right now.
the
I
thing with
think if you
G2 is
put
they still haven't proven to me that they can win games in like the top 4 of a tournament. That is my concern with this team. If they can get through those games, they can
I think
absolutely do it. They have it in them, but
Yeah.
it's they haven't shown it yet. And I think even at like Santiago, like they had a chance to beat Nongshim.
Yeah.
They had a chance to beat. I mean, I don't know, maybe not in that game in particular, but they had a chance to like beat PaperX, beat NRG, like win games into those like final games of a tournament, and they just couldn't do it. I don't think they played
counterpoint,
NRG,
no
but
one beat Munching, so like it's whatever.
yeah. So I then brought up the PaperX and other
I
other
don't know. I
arguments.
feel like just because of the quality of Americas right now, that is like probably the best they ever look. Like last year, you will tell me this. Like, yeah, Americas is like kinda chuddy. Like there's like not many teams that I will root for.
Oh, you're saying G2 won Americas
When
Yeah.
in a
Americas
time
has
where
looked its
Americas
best.
looks insane.
Good. Yeah. If you put that, I think if you get like the top 4 teams on Americas right now, as a whole, are better than all the other like top 4 of
I
other
think
regions.
I think the compromise we should go is G2 and S tier, but they're second. I think that's
Yeah,
a
that's
fair
fine.
compromise, and
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
feel
yeah,
I would
yeah,
feel
yeah.
fine with that.
Yeah.
In my pick'ems, now that you brought that up, I did move them down though to A, the top of A,
Yeah.
because I remember people always complain, or not. They weren't always, but people were complaining that Baby Bay was terrible in Santiago and he was good in kickoff, or
He was good to
didn't
start kickoff.
translate. He didn't translate the performance
Yeah.
from kickoff to Santiago, but I feel like you could say the performance, like we need that performance from the entire team.
Yes,
Like
Baby Bay needs to show that he can show up internationally.
yeah,
before
but
I
like
fully
no,
believe it.
but like I'm saying that we need that performance like as a collective. Like we need them to like do something more than just top 4.
Exactly. Wait, I mean, they have made more than top 4 before. It's just
Yeah.
but it's not consistent either. Like last year,
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
started the year looking like the best team in the world, even at Bangkok. Even though they didn't win, they were looking like the best team heading into stage 1. I thought.
Because like
But they
I
just
could
kind of
see-
slowly fell off throughout the year, even though they looked really good in stage 1 and looked really good in stage 2. It just didn't translate for them.
Yeah, like I could see this G2 team winning 2 or 3 games and then just like choking again.
Yep.
And I wouldn't be surprised.
I think that's personally for me, I think that's enough for there to be enough questions on whether or not this team should be an S2. I think they have more
Yeah.
question marks than PaperX does.
Yeah, I would put them top of A though. I think this is good. What we have.
Okay, Chris,
for
you would
these
have them
two.
top of A as well?
That's what I had them.
Okay,
had
I would
them
also
top
have
of
them
A.
top of A. Not the top team in A though. I actually have other teams over them as well. We'll get to this.
Okay.
Do we want to keep going within Americas, or do we want to go full sense next?
No, let's go
Let's-
a EMEA team because one Pacific, one
Okay.
Americas. Let's go one EMEA.
We'll do Vitality. I think they're pretty clearly B tier. I think
B.
that's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
most
I have
solidified
them
point to put them.
as
Just
well.
their
Yeah,
they have a wide range of outcomes. I think they can do a lot of different things at this tournament, but I also think they can just be pretty solid and not like maybe make playoffs, not do much
What a
there.
pun.
What?
You said that they can be pretty solid.
No, that was not a pun.
Oh, okay. I was about to call you
Oh.
corny.
Okay.
But yeah, I think they're good. I think they'll be good. I don't think they've shown enough to put them in A tier, especially in a weak EMEA region. But I think they are still a team that will get better with the neon nerfs as well, but not like that much better necessarily.
Yeah.
And we want to circle back to Pacific with Full Sense. I think they should probably be below these. I mean, no, I think they're below NRG, but I do think that they're going to be better than Lev. I think if Lev won that finals game and they had to bye to playoffs, I would actually have Lev like number 2 in S tier. But it really changes my scope of how I view this team. The fact that they didn't win playoffs.
I'm a
and
little
get
bit
the bye.
lower on Full Sense, I think. I have them in B.
Wow.
Just because I think
Really?
Lev is better than them.
I have full sense
Pretty
on B.
clear. I think Lev is better than them.
I have
Just
them at
because,
the
like-
bottom of A, towards the bottom of A.
I think bottom of A is fine.
I think like here
but, like,
below Lev, you would say?
Yeah. I still just think that there's some questions about like the lower end players on Full Sense versus like Lev is more well rounded to me.
Yeah,
And, like, I trust their
I think
players
Lev
more.
have more questions outside of individual talent than
That's
Full
true.
Sense do.
Yeah. But
And that
I
would be
see
my
the
concern.
individual talent can carry this team more than they can carry Full Sense.
So I would like to talk about NRG next because I think Lev is actually in a good spot. I think most of us would have them below G2 and above Full Sense.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I have them below Full Sense personally, but I'm okay with having them above them. I have NRG as my number 2 team in the tournament.
That's
Personally,
insane to me.
I have them
I
as number
have them
3.
third. Yeah,
I have them 3.
I have them number 3.
Okay.
I have
I
so
have
far it's
them-
the exact same. Like S
I-
and my A is the same.
I'm
I
fine.
have
with it.
them number 4.
I have G2
NRG.
4.
No, I
I
have
just-
G2 1.
I have PaperX, NRG, Full Sense, G2 in that order, with Lev
Do you
also
want
in
to-
there. too.
PaperX, NRG, Full Sense. You have Full Sense number 3?
Yep.
Do you want to like this is my top 4. G2, PaperX, Vitality, Energy.
Whoa.
Wait, so you're not going to argue for Vitality higher?
I mean, I believe they're going to be higher. All the question I have about Vitality, I think they're going to have like positive answers. I just like I can understand why other people don't.
Well, yeah, but you wouldn't personally argue.
You
it
have
yourself.
them higher than Lev. And
Yeah,
NRG?
no, yeah, yeah,
Why are
That-
you not arguing it for it then?
Yeah.
because like I believe in them, but like I'm not like a fan of them
It
to
doesn't
like
seem
be
like
arguing
you
about
believe
it.
in them.
Yeah,
I
like,
believe in them.
like I don't
his,
like
his,
I,
his
I
toe
don't
is
really
halfway
like
in
them.
the water.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah, I don't really like them, but like I believe in
fence
them.
sitting, bro. It's insane.
I'm not fence sitting. What the fuck? I'm
Okay,
just saying that I
But
don't
where
like them.
where would we end up like our consensus being on NRG? I think we'll
I'm
probably
fine
be
with
here.
NRG being
fine
3.
where it is. Yeah,
I think
I'm
this
fine
is
with
solid.
3 of- Yeah,
because
I
I
believe
think
like
I have trust in energy. Like this team has been. I mean, they won champs. They're good on the international stage, and they're going to be better than they've been in playoffs. Like I think they will be better, and they know this tournament. They know what they need to do to win, and like the things you need to win tournaments is you need to have clutches. This team has clutches, and you need to get better as the tournament goes on. And this team can easily do that.
Yep.
Like they have the coaching
They did
to do
it in
that. They have the
Americas as well.
Yeah,
They
they
did
have
it in
the coaching to
Americas.
do that. They have the players to do that. Like this team is set up for success, and that's what you need to win.
Wait. Okay, just to do this again. So, Chris, do you have NRG above G2?
No. I
Okay.
have them number 3.
Okay, Adba
I have them 3.
below G2 as well. Like
Yeah,
you have them
below
below
G2.
G2. Okay, and then I know obviously Tony, you have them below G2. So yeah, I think that's probably the consensus point for us. So we need to talk about EMEA next. I think we're gonna do China all at the same time.
yeah, China will
yeah.
get them last.
Do we want to go to foot? Because
What? Yeah, I'd be down.
I predictably,
Uh,
I don't think they were the worst team regionally, but I think they're going to be the worst team at this tournament.
I have foot
Where did you
on
have
C
Foot?
tier.
And see,
C.
where did you have them
I
ranked
have-
like numbers wise? Like who?
They're like the 4th worst team.
So they were probably just
So-
above all the
so
China
9.
teams.
I also
no,
had them now.
I have EDG above foot.
I also have EDG. Okay, so Adba, where would you have Foot coming in at? What tier?
I have foot in D tier.
I also have Foot in D tier. Chris?
I also had foot in D tier.
Okay, I cannot do anything about this. Put them in DTS.
Yeah, you're voted out, but you can make the argument for Foot again. Like,
I mean, I
what-
like
I'm surprised you're not more shocked by this, honestly.
it's just a sub hate Glazer,
Yeah,
but like
not the team
you can get
necessarily.
you can get sub in there with like 4 Radiant players and like it's the same result. I like no, maybe it's sub and J2J and 3
Yeah.
players.
Yeah, I think that's
But like
and sociable maybe.
like-
I think sociable's also solid, but
Yeah. so like
I believe in him more than Yodage international. But also,
I
this team
believe
has never like.
Sociable, J2J, and Sub are going to be good enough to beat not only DRG and XLG, but I don't have that much
My
faith
main
on
concern.
Global
Yeah.
to
Ye-
be better than Sub. The food.
Oh, Bull, you have below
Yeah.
them. Holy
Yeah,
shit!
I
What?
have Global below now.
Yo,
The issue-
We have
you
global
need to kick-
below foot.
We'll,
You
we'll,
need to
Yeah,
kick off the
yeah.
podcast. You need to kick off the podcast.
I think we should do. I think we
First
should do the
episode.
China teams next, but I actually want to do global now then, because I
Okay,
have them
yeah,
at the
let's do
top
that.
of C. They are my absolute top C tier team.
I had them at the bottom of B.
Yeah,
By the
I
way,
was I was heavily in between those two.
I have
By
the
the
bottom
way,
of
I
D.
have Global in C tier. Like it's not
Okay.
like
So-
it's not D tier.
I think I could be convinced to put global in B tier. I could get my opinion changed. So somebody convince me.
I mean, I don't believe that. So like,
Well,
I
yeah,
mean,
I was saying Adbud.
Global are better than the China teams,
Yes.
and then foot. That's
I
it.
think- yeah, but that doesn't put them in B tier necessarily. They can still have that in B and C tier.
Wait, do you think Global is going to beat the same caliber that Vitality?
Yes, that is
I
my
think global-
that's my thing.
I think global could beat Vitality. I believe that.
I don't believe that.
I think that's fair. I don't know
I
if
think
I
they could,
believe in
yeah.
them to beat other teams
No, I
to
don't,
the
I
same
just
rate
don't
as
believe it.
Vitality. Like I think Vitality would have a much better chance against those top 5 teams than Global would. Is my issue with putting Global in B tier. Like I don't
agree,
I
but
don't
I
really think
think-
Global stands a chance against the other ones.
I think
Yeah, I
as long as they can beat Vitality, they're fine. Like they should deserve B for that.
I'm so
just don't-
close between the two that I'll put them in B. Like I'll yield and
It's good.
I'll be the person. I'll let them get there, but I personally would have them a bit lower than that. Like,
I would have them on a seesaw.
yeah, like here.
Like,
Like,
they're,
if,
they're
if,
fence
if there
sitting
was
on
if,
B and C.
if there was a B minus tier, Global would be in.
I'd put them there.
Okay, Heretics.
And then yeah, we'll
What
put
are we
Heretics on
doing?
the thing. I think they're the clearest C tier team at this event. I think Toadie's gonna
Really?
argue for them in D tier.
No, I have them B.
How?
Okay, let me read you my whole list. S tier, G2 Paper X.
Okay.
A tier, Vitality, Energy, Lev. B tier, Heretics, Full Sense. C tier, EDG, Food, Global. D tier, DRG, and XLG. And now I'm regretting it. I think SLG is going to be better than DRG.
Okay. I mean, I don't hate that, but like, I mean,
Wait,
I
just
put-
Vitality's
did
too
you
tough.
have Heretics at the top of B?
Yeah,
above? Who's the
Above-
other B tier?
Full Sense. Full Sense.
That
Above
is
Full Sense.
insane.
No.
What do you
no.
mean?
I mean, there is
What?
there
What?
is a
Okay,
higher
what's the-
chance that Koshmaris is just horrible at this event, and
Yeah.
like Heretics is just
but-
awful.
They have Rians, and I think if you put Rians and Primi in the same scale, I will pick Rians every time.
That's in terms of
Especially,
current form.
especially in an international.
Current form.
Because Rians has proven to me time and time again, he's going to perform in an international.
Adba, where do you have them?
I have them B.
Chris?
I have them top of C.
Okay, it depends on you, Wilkin. You will pick
I have
Heretics.
I have them C. I can't. I cannot yield it for them in B.
No. Okay, no, wait. Yeah, no, wait.
Wait.
Okay, you
Don't
have the
point.
second best initiator in the world.
Yep.
Right? You
Yeah,
have
I think
Fortnite
they might
player?
have the best.
no. Don't be stupid about it. You have Benji Fishy.
Fortnite player?
He has the hometown advantage.
That
They have
He can.
Good, and Good is going to pick Jet and going to kill like five. Like he's going to get ult every 2 rounds and going to kill people. Boo is a player that is playing good compared to like his
yeah.
like historical performance.
Yeah, and what about
skip him.
Koshmaras?
Don't say anything.
What about Koshmaras,
Because
bro?
Marius is going to keep playing Neon with Odin, and he's not going to jump around, and he's just going to like kill people. He's going to use Neon to like get to one side to another really fast to just Odin spam.
Chris, have you been convinced?
No, not really.
Yeah, I haven't either. I
Why am I the person defending fucking heretics, bro? I fucking hate this team.
yeah,
You
you're
love
you're
Boo?
defending them. Yeah, you're the biggest Boo fan on the planet.
I have them bottom of B, but I don't really care if they're in C.
Yeah,
so-
you just couldn't see, bro. I don't. Yeah, like you know what? I don't want to see him like a fucking heretics defender.
Yeah, that's fair. All right,
Yeah,
so
just
then
cut,
we'll do
cut
the.
that out. Cut that out. Cut that out.
Yeah, we'll cut that out.
No.
Don't worry, Teddy.
Like,
All right, now we'll do the China teams, and I think Foot is the worst team at the tournament. I think they should be below DRG and
Yeah.
XLG, but I think DRG
I
and
agree.
XLG are very clearly D tier teams.
yeah.
At
I
this
think
tournament,
the only thing
I would have them like
China
this.
team that you can argue is not D tier is just EDG.
I mean, I
writing
think
the
Chris is going to have a
EDG
different argument.
Yeah, I'm
I would
writing the
swap
Good time.
EDG
XLG
hate
and
train.
EDG.
I'm also
Wow.
writing the EDG hate train, and I have them in D, and I have the other
Ooh.
Chinese teams above them.
Can
I
I
would swap
convince?
XLG and EDG.
Like, I actually like feel like really good with the C and D tier right now. Like I wouldn't say anything.
I think you can maybe make arguments for this or this.
No, I think SLG is better than DRG.
Okay. Yeah, I would have DRG below them, but I think you can maybe make
Yeah.
an argument. But
And EDG just
Also,
because like
is
they want
anybody
champ
going to
run
contest the Foot point? Like,
No,
it
no,
does-
no. Let them do that.
No,
Let them
no.
do that. I don't care.
We're
I
not
don't care.
contesting that.
Like
Like,
we
maybe
are
Chris?
better
getting
than
swamped
DRG,
in a
but
good
I don't
team.
really care.
No, I think DRG beats them. Life, like remember this how to
he has a life game.
Yeah,
Life has a life game.
Life's been
And
pretty good on this stage.
I think you could also make an argument for this. And maybe this. And maybe this.
I
And
would have
this.
swapped them. I'm telling you.
I think you could
Okay.
make an argument for this for me personally, but I know Toady wouldn't do that. So I don't think we'll put them. I don't think we'll put any of the Chinese teams above Heretics necessarily.
I would have
Um,
dropped EDG and then kept XLG at the bottom of C.
I
That
have a
is how
question.
my list is.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Can I convince someone to put G2 on S tier?
Not me. Maybe somebody else.
Chris?
You could, yeah.
I honestly, okay, wait. But before we do that,
Okay.
I think we can honestly sit with consensus on this if we want to, because I think Chris feels confidently enough about DRG or EDG. I don't feel confident enough to like. I don't really care that much if they're in D2. Honestly, like that's fine with me. Even though I personally have them low C tier. They're my bottom C tier team.
I would have XLG over EDG.
Yeah, but I think everybody else would have EDG above XLG.
I
all
don't.
three of us.
I have EDG.
No, Adba doesn't.
I have EDG below XLG and DRG.
Oh wow. Below DRG as well?
Chris,
think
He
that's
said.
most-
He said.
Chris
said-
convinced me.
Whatchamacallit? He said that didn't you say that you had XLG and DRG in C and then EDG in D? That's what you
yeah,
said,
I
right?
did. I did,
Yeah, okay, wait, you sent your thing in the server here.
So I'm full riding this Chris hate train, and I think that this is a big if, but if Life can do what he did in Shanghai in 2024,
Shanghai or was it
it was
Madrid?
Shanghai.
Oh, Shanghai
I
that he
disagree
also
with
I
played
think
well
it
at?
was Shanghai. Yeah.
Okay.
Masters Shanghai 2024, where he was the best player on FPX, and
What
he's
about
going
Berlin?
crazy. We're gonna win.
I also
No, no,
think Kung Kung is just guardable.
Yeah, I agree with that. DRG has better players. I'm clearing this.
I've been convinced. I'm actually so I haven't recorded my actual power rankings video yet. I've been convinced to move EDG to D tier.
Yes.
Are you moving the other Chinese teams up or not? Above them? I would move XLG above EDG. Like, if anything. Like, Adba's like slightly convincing me to put DRG over them as well.
I've been more convinced that these teams can be in any order, and I don't really care. But I would still have them in this order, I think, personally. And I think this is kind of more.
If I were to argue for anything, I would have XLG.
So,
over
Adba, what order would
That's
you argue for? XLG, DRG, EDG in that order?
Yeah.
And then Chris,
You can
you
have
would
them
argue
all
for
in D, that's
XLG,
fine.
EDG, DRG?
Yeah.
Toady, what order?
I think EDG is the best team in China, so like
And
I'm
then
fine. I'm actually fine with this. Like I'm fine with XLG. Like, I just believe XLG is better than
Give
DRG.
the region farmers the
matter
top
what.
of D tier, bro.
No
Like,
matter
I
what.
guess.
Bro's like he's like the VCT watcher that doesn't watch China. EDG is good.
No, but like they are the best team in
They're better
China.
than-
Because Kong Kong is LeBron in his region.
No,
man.
but I
They're
don't
good
care
in
that-
China. They're
I
good
don't
in
care
China.
that-
That doesn't matter in internationals.
Yeah, but like okay, but the other players are not even good in China.
yeah, they were also. I think they were also like. I mean, no. I think
XLG
I think they were
and
clearly the
DRG?
second best China team at Santiago. I've obviously behind all gamers.
Dude, EDG lost to Gentlemates in Santiago.
Yeah, but they
Yeah,
they
all
lost
gamers
to
played
the
a close
fucking
game with
Martin
Gentlemen.
Prime, bro.
all gamers beat them, didn't they?
Yeah, but they oh yeah they almost lost a close game. Was my
yeah, it doesn't
point.
matter though.
Okay.
They won.
I think
Oh.
the
They
consent.
still beat them.
Toady and I would both have EDG 1.
They are. I like. I don't
think
know what
that's-
to tell you.
I think that's so reasonable.
And me and Adba would have XLG one.
You both. Oh fuck you!
Yeah,
God
we
damn
both
it.
had XLG1.
Okay, I'm bringing up the coin. All right.
We call it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
calling it mid flip.
Okay.
Okay.
I trust his call.
Tails.
Bang.
my God!
Let's go.
Bang. All right.
Okay.
And then Tony, you want to make the argument for G2, and then I think that'll be it.
I don't know if I have the strength right now, bro. I just like it's insane to me that we're watching. This is probably the best G2 has ever looked, and we're putting in A tier. That's insane.
They
to
look
me.
better at Bangkok
No,
and
they
kickoff
didn't.
that year. Yeah.
No. But they were playing against shots on Americas.
Yeah. I mean, what if Lev? I mean,
They
Lev
were-
could flop. NRG could kind of be like whatever.
They were playing against Sentinels.
Yeah. Sen were good.
No.
They had the
They had
they had the
one
best
good
smokes
game
player in
against
Americas that
KC.
year, and bang.
Yeah, and he was like the worst smokes in internationals. Like
Yeah.
I don't care.
And
G2 was playing against shots, and now they finally have competition. They can prove they can still win against good teams in Americas, and like we're putting them in A tier.
wore a
I
trophy,
don't know
bro.
why.
Wore a trophy, bro.
I don't care. Okay, if they don't have a trophy, why are they above energy?
Well, I don't have them above energy, so I don't know why you're asking me.
Why
that.
is a champs winner in D tier if we're caring about the fucking trophy?
Because
Whoa,
it's not the
that
same
was the-
roster.
Yeah, and that
That's
was
the same
not a real
roster,
win.
bro.
That was not a real win.
Yeah, that didn't count. They played against Heretics in the final.
Yeah, Heretics got to the final. That wasn't a real event, Tony.
Okay, but I don't know. This is insane to me. This is actually like insane. I'm watching fucking G2 there, but they have the best fucking roster they ever had. Like the professor like is dead, and then we have like Baby now, and Baby's way better.
Yeah,
but
he was also playing better at kickoff, and then
No, he hasn't. Like now, Baby has a fucking role that he can play and perform on. Before,
Yeah.
he was playing Chamber, he was playing Yoru, he was playing
Waylay,
Phoenix, I think.
Waylay.
He was playing a lot of different things. Like, and
Yeah,
now
he was playing
has
like
a
three
defined
different
role,
things, and now he's playing also like
and
three
he has
different
a
things. I
defined
think.
role. Like
No, he's playing only 2 now.
Oh, is
The
it only
only-
Bison Chamber?
Yeah.
the
Chamber,
only
yeah.
the only problem you could say about Baby is that
He's 30.
He hasn't shown that he can be good at international
no,
events
shut up,
at
shut up,
any
shut
point
up.
in his
Give me-
career.
no,
Even when he
no,
was
no.
like in his prime Baby
no,
Bay on phase.
no. The problem
He
with
did
Baby
big
Bay is that he plays 2 agents really good. He plays
His flexibility isn't a
Chamber,
concern for me, if that's what you're going
no,
for.
but he's playing. No, that's not the problem. The problem is that the other
Let him
agent
speak,
is
bro.
Vice, and Vice is going to be worse. This
I
meta.
disagree. I think
I
Vice is like a
disagree as
really
well.
good counter
I
to
disagree as
Phoenix.
well.
To Phoenix, but like not all teams are going to play with Phoenix. We're
A
going
lot
to
of
have
teams
a
are gonna
lot of
play.
fucking. Do you think
I mean, Vice is
if they're
also
playing
good
split?
against
Uncer-
Raze and Waylay.
On certain maps, maybe
No,
Vice
no.
will be worse, like
Vice
Lotus.
is not good against Jet and Race.
I would say Raze, I would agree. I think Jet, no.
I don't know,
You
man.
could
I
updraft the
just
wall,
like
kind of.
Trent
I
is
mean,
like the best fucking
if I
player
see
alive.
someone doing that,
If is the other best player alive.
Tony, I don't disagree with any of these points inherently, but
Okay, but what's the problem with putting in
they
Venezuela?
haven't
Problem
shown
is-
it at
Like,
internationals.
what's every player except Baby has shown they're like insane in internationals. And you
Valorant
can say the
always
same
falls
for-
off towards the end of events.
Yep,
Trent has had
always.
some really bad games internationally.
and you can
Giacomo
say
was
the same
awful at
about
Santiago.
every- But like, I'm
What
not-
about
I'm not
NRG? What
arguing.
about NRG at internationals?
Okay, they're good, but like some is not longer there. Some was special, like one of the
Yeah,
keys
no,
leaders.
no, Tony. What about
Okay.
NRG's players? Have they not shown up on international tournaments? Because Kiko has. Kiko's probably the worst out of all of them. He's choked the most in terms of like his games with Liquid. But
Okay.
he's still been extremely good both at Santiago and at Toronto as well. He was awesome
Yeah,
at that
but
event.
but the
Mata.
Scuba is a shot now.
Mata has been awesome. Scuba's insanely good in the clutch at international events. He was not good regionally, I'll give you that. But at international events, he has been
Okay, but
very good.
I
Ethan.
cannot put my no. I cannot base my points with what I saw 2 months ago. I need to base my point with what I saw now. And what I'm saying now,
So if
is
you
that-
Tony, if you did this based on what you saw now, let's see, who would have won Santiago? I mean, Mates would have been the best team at Santiago. BBL would have been really good. Furia would have went super deep, but like experience and playing and like actually showing up in the clutch matters for especially for power rankings when you're power ranking teams.
Yeah.
It's
And Tony,
how most
I
of my
agree
good
with that.
predictions
No,
come.
I
I
agree
will
with that.
say.
I agree, but I fully believe G2 is going to like finals. No joke.
Okay, and then they're gonna
Tony.
lose in the final.
Tony,
Like no, they're winning.
Tony, Lucas,
I
Lucas,
feel like I'm
Lucas,
more convinced to move
Hey.
energy over G2 now.
Lucas,
Oh my
Lucas.
fucking god! Let's just end the basket. No, let's just end the
Whoa,
basket.
whoa, 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 whoa. Tony,
Okay, I'm listening.
G2, when G2 can translate their regional success to an international, I'll move them in S tier.
Yep.
They have been a consistent threat in internationals.
Yeah, they've been a
Since
threat, but they've
2024.
never
Yeah,
been a
like
threat
the champs
to win
when
an
they
event.
got 8th.
They've never been a threat to win an event. Trust.
Just,
They're
bro,
a threat to
8
get
is
top
their
4.
worst
They're a threat to get top
performance.
4. They're a
No,
threat to get top
they got
4.
grouped in 2024.
I don't care about that, bro. That's
still
like
the- it's
that
still
was
the-
like
It's still the same 3
that's
core.
what they were like forming their form.
Tony, you're not convincing us. I think we should leave
Yeah,
it like
like,
this so we
like-
don't move energy above them. I mean, unless Adba's convinced to move energy above them.
No,
Yeah,
I'll
going to
leave it
do
like
it just
this.
to
I'll leave it
raise
like
it.
this for now. I'll leave it like this for now.
Okay, but I think that should be it for our power rankings. And then that should be it for the episode. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Helps us out a lot, especially since this is our first episode and whatnot. Pushing it out to as many people as possible is always good. For the next episode, in episode 2, we're going to be doing our top 15 power ranking or player rankings. So we're going to be all submitting our own top 15, and then we're going to go through the top 10, including your guys' rankings. I have posted a link in my Discord server where you guys can go and fill that out based on like who you think is going to be the top 15 players at the event. And we're going to be using that to kind of dictate a little bit of the list. It's going to be basically like everybody who submits a list on the form kind of combines into one list, and then that is one of the lists that gets like that weighs equally to any of our lists, if that makes sense. So yeah, if you guys want to do that, you can go check out. It's in my Discord. It's on my Twitter as well as my YouTube. So if you want to go check it out in any of those spots, as well as our own Twitter, I believe we should have retweeted it. We might not have, but regardless, yeah, that's all there if you want to watch that or do that and any of that stuff. Does anybody want to plug anything before we go? of their own stuff. I don't know if any of you guys are going to make content.
I want to ask a funny question. Maybe like
Okay.
a question of the podcast that you
Okay.
guys can answer in the
Okay.
comments. Who do you guys think is going to be the 6th and 7th most picked player for that
for the
position?
top 15.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a
Okay.
good one. That's a good one.
in the 6th or 7th position.
I also want to add another question. So we have two questions. So
Okay.
we have 6th, 7th player on the top 10 or top 15,
Top 15.
and who is going to be the worst player at Masters London?
Yep. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that.
Hmm.
All right.
Okay.
All right. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.